Welcome, welcome. This is Dark Times with Dark Match Steve. I am Dark Match Steve, the twink himself, your personal boy toy, if you will, for the evening. Where the fuck am I? Here I am. I'm over here. What's up, guys? Dark Match Steve in the building. DMS. What y'all really want? Big boners in your pants. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Good evening. Are you ready to get slutty with me? Huh? Are you ready to turn it out? Make that pussy pop? Who's ready to make the pussy pop this evening? What's up, guys? How's it going? What's up? What's up? This is Dark Times with Dark Match Steve. Now that you know that, I'm going to get rid of that and just keep my name down there. There we go. How about that? Let me get to the chat page, and we're going to get started right away with this debate. Now, I didn't even, I wanted to watch this on my own time. I saw a feud erupting on Twitter, and that's the only, I didn't know about this debate happening, that it was going to happen or that it did happen. I guess it was yesterday, last night or something. I don't know exactly, but it's Destiny and Dave Smith, Sarah Palin, and what's that guy's name? Zedi Hassan or Mehdi Hassan, something like that. The Muslim guy. He's a little bit cringe. There have been a few things I've heard him say that I agree with, and I don't think he's like stupid or something, but he's kind of cringe. I don't know. Anyway, this has been a crazy debate, supposedly enough to where Destiny and Dave Smith are publicly feuding on fucking Twitter, X, whatever it is. They're just bitching at each other back and forth, tagging each other in fucking spicy posts, talking shit. It's kind of funny, but I don't know. They, you know what? Those two got Dave Smith and Destiny need to just go ahead and butt fuck each other and get some of the tension out. Okay. We need to, I like feuding and, online characters fighting. I do enjoy that, but Dave Smith and Destiny, there's a little something special between them with their feud. I don't know who is going to get fucked in the ass to make the tension just kind of like simmer down a little bit. I imagine, you know what? I won't say anyway. But yeah, they don't miss an opportunity to fight. Dave Smith and Destiny. It's pretty funny. They've been like responding back and forth. I mean, for a couple years now, it was something Destiny. First, I heard of them interacting with each other. Destiny was talking shit that Dave Smith brought up the war in Iraq in relation to something about Ukraine, that it's the same people trying to get us into involved in Ukraine and Russia conflicts that were the same people that got us into Iraq over WMD lies, something it's like along those lines. Destiny was talking shit. That's sort of where this feud started, like back in the day between them. And I'm just giving a little history for anyone that doesn't know before we get into this. But yeah. So they've there's been a little bit of tension between these guys for a while. And, but recently, different things, Ukraine and I guess Israel-Palestine bullshit. They've sort of fought a little bit here and there, and they had this debate. Sarah Palin was there, from what I gather. They almost made her cry. I think that's what Destiny put on his video that he posted a clip of this. But yeah, anyway, that's what we're getting into tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It should be a good one. Piers Morgan, again, this was on, maybe I didn't say it already, this was on Piers Morgan's show. And I've been telling you guys, Piers Morgan, this was like not that long ago. This was probably like 2-3 years ago. Piers Morgan I think, he's got a decent show now. That's what I'm getting at, is that Piers Morgan actually has some some crazy debates these days. You really kind of just got to keep up to date with whoever Piers Morgan has on. If you see a new interview debate thing on his channel, you just click on it and see what. If you don't recognize the names, just click on it because you never know. That fucking Jaguar, the P Diddy, fucking whistleblower, whatever, Jaguar Smith, or I forget her last name. Anyway, that Jaguar lady went on his show. I saw it pop up on my YouTube, suggested, didn't click on it. Turned out to be like a pretty controversial and trending thing. Should have watched it the day it came out on my stream here and broke some of it down. But anyway, he's been having pretty significant debates on his channel. This I think is going to be another one. Again, I haven't watched even like more than 5 seconds of this to get a thumbnail. I found a thumbnail that had I found a clip that had Dave Smith and Destiny sitting right next to each other. Wanted to use that for a thumbnail. That's pretty much what I've seen from this. So I have no idea how this goes. Of course, there's people tweeting from either side, Dave Smith and Destiny tweeting back and forth on Twitter. You can go to it now and they're just like, they're still fighting, but each of them are giving off the impression that they think they won this debate. So we'll get into it. Anyway, Nick of RB2. What's up, Famalam, over on the Twitter? What's up, dude? How's it going? Fucking the Fat Pig first on YouTube. What's up, fam? I don't know how Nick, I guess for some reason that didn't show up earlier than Fat Pig's comment. Oh, it is after. Why is this put up here at the top? Your comments are out of order here, but yeah, thanks Nick for checking out the stream. Have I seen you in chat before? Maybe I have. My memory's not the best. Joe, what's up? Joe Lupian. I saw the locals chat today that there was someone pretending to be me in here last night. I was busy enjoying Raw by myself. I don't watch this stream, nor will I chat or have only any fake accounts. Joe, I don't even remember who was in here. There was probably 2 accounts that were pretending to be you. So I don't know, but thank you for checking out my stream tonight, Joe. I'm sorry you missed last night's stream and that some other people were in here, impersonating you. Must be rough to be Holyoke Joe and have other accounts that are pretending to be you, but they're not you. That must be a difficult life to deal with. Funny Face, what's up, bro? What's up, FF? It's my dude over there on YouTube. Funny Face, what's up? Thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. Bob Cook, what's up, Bob Cook? What a worker, bipolar. You talking about Joe? Oh, Jesus. Fucking promo code Lummy, promo code Lover, promo code You Give Me a Boner. Thank you for coming to the stream. What's up? Promo code Lummy, my little lover. What's up, dude? Airplane Willie up in here. What's up, Airplane Willie? DMS and friends. Yep. DMS. What y'all really want? 80 degrees in Cleveland. Hello to global warming. I like it warm. You can thank the fucking diesel trucks, Keith. I enjoy the warmth. Thank you. No, that might be hot for Cleveland. I have no idea. I'm not familiar. Tina. Good evening, Tina. Bub Army Mom. What's up? What's up? Thank you guys for coming to the stream. Sniz is in here. What's up, Famalam? Rip Toys R Us. Oh, yeah. Was there a Toys R Us commercial, Halloween themed commercial for the opening? That's a little a compilation I found on YouTube somewhere. But yeah, I'm sure there's a fucking Toys R Us shit in there. Toys R Us was the shit back in the day. It was such a great spot. Where was the one in Tampa? Dale Mabry or something, right? Where the fuck? Wasn't it next to Home Depot? The Home Depot on Dale Mabry? Am I fucking stupid? Where was the Toys R Us in Tampa before? I think that's right. I think it's right across from where the Walmart is now. Fucking but yeah, we used to go up in that bitch all the time. Pokemon. I remember fucking going up in there for Pokemon bullshit. I think I bought a Gigapet from there. Bunch of bullshit. So many toys and action figures. Um yeah, fucking what's it called? Toys R Us was the shit back in the day. It really was. It was so those were just such great times back in the fucking late 90s, early 2000s when I was a little shit stained kid going up in there for fucking Game Boy games and bullshit. Those were the days. All right, I'm trying to get down to the bottom of the chat. Stacy, what's up? Stacy's up in here. Yeah, thank you all for coming to the stream. We're gonna be reviewing a little debate. I know maybe some people don't like that as much, but I can't miss out on this one. I really can't. You'll be 30 in April, but I'm making you feel old. I'm sorry. Don't feel old, okay? 30 is the new 20. I should be feeling old. I don't though. I feel like a young buck still. I really do. Let's see. History. I woke up. I had, this always makes me feel youthful. I woke up with really nice morning wood. I actually took a picture and sent it to, my friend that I fuck around with. I sent it to him first thing this morning. I was like, bro, woke up with wood. I actually posted it on Twitter too. I have a naughty Twitter page where, that's where I watch my naughty stuff and sometimes I post my own naughty stuff. I used to have an OnlyFans back in the day. I don't anymore. It's just like and when I had an OnlyFans page, it was like I was constantly looking at, naughty stuff all the time, and I was just like, I can't. And this might sound like, I don't know, like I'm being a prude or something, but for real, there is a such thing as just watching too much porn, I don't want to say that word too much on here because I think you're not supposed to on YouTube. But anyway, there is a such thing as watching too much of that stuff. And that definitely was the case when I had an OnlyFans. Now I just I'll take like today, I woke up with a nice wood and I went right to the bathroom and it was just like, I was bricked up. And then I was like, oh yeah, I got to take a picture of this, send it to my buddy. Just looking good, waking up feeling good. Blood flow is good, just like it's nice. Anyway, sorry. Okay. Am I screen sharing here? Do I have this? Okay. So yeah, this is it. Like I said, Piers Morgan. Oh, you're saying Tina. Yes, there is a such thing as too much. No, it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. Like it would be like all day. I was part of it was I was working at this other flower shop where I wasn't getting as much hours and I wasn't actually no, I they kept me at the same pay rate, but it was just under I wasn't getting enough hours. So while I was at work, if there was any downtime, which there was a lot at this shop because it wasn't that busy, I was just like posting shit there. And what I would always like record a video or two at night, and then the next day at work, I would start, whenever I had a free moment, which was often, I'll be there posting and liking other people's stuff, trying to network, talk to other people. I wasn't one to try to collaborate with other people. I'm scared of STDs and stuff. Yeah, it's not my deal. But anyway, yeah, I had an OnlyFans page and it was just like watching too much crap. Now it's like I'll take a naughty picture here and there. I'm just like, Damn, I look good. You know what? Someone else might appreciate this just the way that I appreciate seeing other people's naughty pictures and videos. And so I'll throw it up there, on my naughty Twitter. I'm hoping I get another scam call tonight. I got a scam call right at 8:02. The intro was still playing on here, and I almost just cut the intro and went in to the stream so we could take the scam call, but I knew it wouldn't be worth it. They'd probably just hang up on me. But anyway, let's get to it. So Piers Morgan, sorry, I'm going off all over the place, but Piers Morgan, he's been having these heated debates. They've been pretty crazy. There's been good ones here and there. I've covered a few on here. You had Candace Owens and fucking Rabbi Shuley talking shit to each other. This is going to get heated between Destiny and Dave Smith. And I guess, between all of them, Sarah Palin is on here, which is just bizarre. And this other fucking Muslim dude, Mehdi Hassan or whatever. So let's get into it. They're going to talk about a whole bunch of bullshit. Oh God, it's no. What are you doing?
And I brought together a fascinating panel to debate really where we are with this U.S. presidential race. Last night was this incredible rally.
This is mainly about the presidential race, I guess. I don't know. See, this is the thing. Election special. Okay. Yeah, for the Candace Owens and Rabbi Shmuley, I had no idea what the debate was going to be about. It was supposed to be a debate about the Israel-Palestine conflict, and they literally were basically just talking shit to each other the whole time. And I had no idea it was even going to be about the conflict because he just put a quote on here that from somebody saying something crazy from that debate. So anyway, you never know what you're going to get with the Piers Morgan debates, but they're always, they've been fire recently. They've been pretty crazy.
Madison Square Garden. I was there. First time I've been to a Trump rally or any political rally for that matter. And it was a fascinating experience. It'd be interesting to see what my panelists have to say about that. But the bottom line, we're 8 days from one of the most consequential elections in American history. And I want to spend the next hour with 4 very opinionated people with different opinions to thrash out the big picture, themes of where we are with this race, and more importantly, who's going to win and should they win? So let me introduce them. First of all, former Governor Sarah Palin. You were former governor of Alaska, and you're the vice presidential nominee, of course, in the 2008 McCain-Obama election. Welcome to you.
Thank you.
Mehdi Hassan, the editor-in-chief of Zateo News. Mehdi, great to see you again. Dave Smith.
Obama. I love when British people, and when it's just supposed to be an A sound and they use ER, Obama. They do that a lot, especially Piers. And I watch a lot of Piers, so I've heard it a bunch.
Fifth libertarian commentator and host of the Part of the Problem podcast. Good to see you. And Destiny, streamer, political commentator. So 4 big names, big beasts in the punditry jungle. Brought you all together. Sarah, you were at the rally last night.
Yes.
What was it like for you?
It was an electric environment. Most of Trump rallies are like that, though, just so much energy and just a lot of enthusiasm. Last night, I think the biggest surprise, though, was outside of the arena, how much enthusiasm you could feel out there with all the red hats and all the New Yorkers who were so bold and courageous coming out for him.
No problem.
Florida Phil, what's up, bro? Florida Phil over on the Facebook. Brenda Shirley. Oh, you tagged somebody in this? Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. Yeah, if y'all don't mind, please hit the like button. I know I hate asking that, but I get it. Like, sometimes it's like people don't do it unless you kind of remind them. But that would help me a lot. Hit the like in the, if you tag somebody or repost my stream, I'd appreciate that a lot. Fucking, I got deleted a few times from YouTube here. We're back. We're trying to play by the rules and rebuild our page and just have a good time. Okay, guys? So yeah, I'd appreciate the support. Thank you, Florida Phil. And yeah, and thanks for coming to the party. It was good to see you, bro.
Protesters. So
I
the
didn't see any.
Secret Service told me 150 people turned up to protest. And all I could think was back in 2016, I remember tens of thousands of people marching around the streets of Manhattan in fury about Trump. Where did they go?
Right. So I think that was a big difference. It was just in terms of a positive environment. It was so much positivity. And like you say, the protesters seemed to be non-existent. I don't know if they chickened out or what, or, they just didn't have it organized or however they usually roll. But yeah, they weren't there.
What do you say to those who this morning have woken up to headlines in the New York Post and many other media outlets saying It was, the nearest thing to 1939 all over again, but also specifically latching on
Meteor outlets.
to the comedian Tony Hinchcliffe, who told what I thought was some extremely lame and offensive excuses for jokes about Puerto Ricans, about Latinos, like he told some about Jewish people and so on. None of it seemed to work. He was the first one out.
Dude, Tony Hinchcliffe is a god among comedians. This fucking idiot, I can't imagine, has the best comedic sense. Sorry, Piers Moore. I don't mean that. Piers, I take that back. Piers isn't an idiot, not an idiot. I'm just saying the Tony Hinchcliffe shit was amazing. And even if you don't think it was funny, even if you think it was the most unfunny shit ever, his name is like a household name now more than it ever was. Everyone is talking about Tony Hinchcliffe saying some of the most offensive, which is not really, some of the most offensive bullshit in a fucking comedy set. Whether you think it was funny or not, he's got way more fans now. So he wins. No matter how you're scoring it, he wins.
As a speaker. And of course, all it did was allow people who hate Trump, particularly in the media, to say, well, look, this is what we warned you about. This is what this is all about. What do you say to people that say that?
It was Hillary Clinton who made that general accusation, the false accusation that anybody who was going to show up there at the rally was, a Nazi or Nazi sympathizer. And I think she incentivized a lot of us, me personally, to get there, to be there present, to prove her wrong, to prove that, oh gosh, here's another lie, here's another mischaracterization of who Trump supporters are. So no, there was no hint of what had happened back in 1939. Hillary, too, forgets that she was at one of those rallies. Her husband's rally was held in Madison Square Garden also. She certainly didn't ascribe to herself and to her husband that same false accusation.
Mehdi, I'm sure you agree with every word Sarah Palin's just said. I can't think of two more kindred political spirits.
I mean, if I take Governor Palin's point about going to prove something wrong, the problem is we weren't proved wrong. That rally could have proved us wrong. Donald Trump could have run a rally and the Republican Party could have done a rally and said, what are you talking about? What a fake liberal accusation. Instead, they just served up line after line of hate. And that's the problem. Trump is who he says he is. MAGA is what we think it is. So when you tune into the rally, I wasn't there, thankfully, but when I tune in and see what was said.
It is actually, it's kind of crazy coming, and maybe I watch too much stand-up comedy. That might actually be the case. And I'm a fan of Tony. I watch Kill Tony every week, bare minimum once a week. Sometimes they upload 2 episodes, like when I don't know. Anyway, it's usually Monday. And so I'm a little biased here, but it is actually crazy to me to hear somebody talk about that rally being hateful. And they cite a comedy set. They cite jokes, an actual comedy set. It wasn't like a random politician that was saying Tony Hinchcliffe's jokes. It was someone whose career is to be a comedian and write jokes and perform them. And someone can see that, a funny Tony Hinchcliffe comedy set, little like basically roasting the world in this little set, brings up Puerto Rico, brings up all kinds of different people, trying to roast everybody in a little set like that. And people actually interpret that as hateful. Someone that has a career of making people laugh and making people have an enjoyable night. And there's people out there that will see a good time, an honest good time, and say, oh my God, look at those hateful people. They're laughing so hard. Look at how hateful they are. It's like, holy fuck, you have the R glasses on. I hope you guys know what T-Rard glasses on is what you're wearing. That's crazy. You see people just like laughing and having a good time watching a comedy set, and you say they're hateful. Holy shit.
I mean, you just have to listen. You mentioned some of it. Puerto Rico is a floating island of garbage. Black people like to cut up watermelons, not pumpkins, on Halloween. Jews are stingy. Palestinians are terrorists. Effing illegal.
Yeah, those are all jokes. They're called jokes.
His argument, Mr. Hinchcliffe, is
Only
he?
one of those is true, but you have to guess which one.
Kamala Harris.
Dave, thank you.
Harris is surrounded by pimp handlers. She's the Antichrist and the devil, right? The neo-Nazi great replacement theory. Immigrants are being brought to replace us. And that's all before Trump even took the stage. That's just a warm-up act.
What's the point I was going to make? I was there. It was 6 hours. I would say that the offensive bits that you're talking about, some of them were clearly not
6 hours. Holy shit. Are you kidding me? Jesus Christ.
intended the way they were. Some were. But I would throw back at you.
No, you don't.
I reckon if you had 6 hours right now of Kamala Harris and her people talking about Trump, it wouldn't take them long before they're into he's the new Hitler.
Okay.
And on the scale of
this is desperate stuff even by your standards.
Hang on,
I was at the
I'm not
DNC. I sat for 6 hours in a very uncomfortable seat. People did not make racist remarks. Let me finish. You interrupted.
No, I'm asking you a question. You've got a chance after. This is what they want for you. But my point is, it wouldn't be long before the Hitler stuff comes out. And honestly, on a scale of offence, calling someone the new Hitler, isn't that actually worse than anything else?
First of all, I was at the DNC. I sat there 6 hours every night in a very uncomfortable seat. Nobody called Donald Trump Hitler from the States. Your argument falls apart. Let's talk about what actually happened last night. The governor can do what about it?
Did the DNC... Guys, we watched the DNC on here. Not the whole thing, but did they have, like, comedians do a set? And if they did, I know it was bad. We know that. I don't remember anything that was, like, trying to be entertaining like that and take risks of doing jokes. The left, I mean, no offense to anyone that's like, a Democrat or, lefty Destiny fans that are in here or whatever the fuck. I'm not trying to be a dick here, but it's like, I don't know of the Tony Hinchcliffe for the Democrats. Do you guys have a Tony Hinchcliffe? Because I don't think you do. I don't think you have somebody that's an expert roaster joke writer. He was at the Tom Brady roast. He was like one of the best sets ever. He just annihilated everyone on the stage and just had no mercy. I don't think you guys have a Tony Hinchcliffe. Amy Schumer? No, that's not. Okay, let's move on.
I don't know why you're doing the whataboutism. Let's talk about what happened last night.
Well, let me
finish my point. Before Trump even got on stage, we had the Puerto Ricans, the Jews, the Palestinians, effing illegals, pimp handlers, antichrist. That was all there. Then Trump gets on stage and says immigrants are invading and occupying our country, which is the language of the far right. He talks about the press being the enemy of the people, which is straight from Goebbels. You condemn that line. He talked about the enemy within, which is literally a Hitler line.
Junior Coltrane, what's up, Famalam? I think Holyoke Joe was in here accusing you of impersonating him, Junior Coltrane. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. Democrats are the ghetto party. Okay.
So if you don't want to be accused of sounding like Nazis, there's a simple solution. Stop talking like Nazis.
Dave?
All right. I don't know. I think the whole Nazi comparison is really tired and played out. And by the way, I also think like when Trump calls Kamala Harris a communist, I don't think that really hits home. I think all this stuff is kind of silly hyperbole. I also, look, I'm good friends with Tony Hinchcliffe, so well, I'm just stating my bias.
So talk to me about his act. His argument, I saw him tweeting saying, well, I had to go at everybody. I was joking. Well,
This is truly the dumbest waste of time ever that people are actually bringing up Tony Hinchcliffe being like, oh my God, he went too far. Are you people stupid? What do you watch for entertainment? How boring is your fucking life that you're shocked at that Tony Hinchcliffe set? Have you ever heard comedy before? You people, anyone that's like freaking out about this, what do you watch? What do you do with your life? Jesus Christ. What's this Twitter feud about? Well, it's Dave Smith and Destiny have been fighting on Twitter all fucking day. And this was basically what started the feud on Twitter, is this debate right here. They went at, well, I don't know what they said. I haven't watched, I didn't pre-watch this. But yeah, supposedly they get Dave Smith. I know Dave Smith and Destiny kind of get into it back and forth here, but In the context of a political rally, his comedy is re-TT'd. No, yeah, it is good. It is good stuff watching them argue back and forth on Twitter and everything. They really, it's entertaining. I laughed a few times, popped, whatever, at some of the shit. No, so I'm not exactly sure what you mean with this in the context of a political rally comment you left there. So, but I agree if you mean in the sense like Tony Hinchcliffe opening for a Trump rally, that's really not safe stuff. Having fucking Hulk Hogan's old half crippled ass barely able to rip through his shirt anymore, that is safer territory than Tony Hinchcliffe, allowing him to just go off doing a basically roasting the country for a comedy set. That is kind of stupid. I mean, unless they're really just going for, we need some controversy is to stir shit up and get people, fired up to go vote, because everyone's going to freak out at this Tony Hinchcliffe set. And then all the people on the other side go, oh, Tony's such a POS because he said all these bad jokes. And then all of the Trump supporters are like, well, we got to go vote because this is a culture war. I don't know. But no, it does seem stupid. I don't, it just seems like a bad idea to directly put Trump's name related to this set when he's got all these people accusing him of bullshit anyway. You could go with the theory that people have made up their minds. If there's anybody, there's probably a very, very small minority of people that were like, yeah, I'm going to vote for Trump this time. And then they hear Tony Hinchcliffe's set associated with Trump as the opener for a Trump rally. And they go, oh my God, this is so much worse than grab him by the pussy. I can't vote for Trump. Who's thinking like that? I don't know.
Look, this is what Tony does. And so, like, if you want to argue with me that you don't think it's appropriate to put like an edgy comedian at the beginning of your political rally, fine. But I don't think it's fair to like lump all those things together as if they were in a serious speech. Clearly, the guy was making jokes. And if you don't like that, that's fine.
Hold on. What I quoted was
Yeah, I agree with that interpretation there. That's a good way to sum it up quickly.
not just from Tony Hinchcliffe. It was Trump's childhood friend who called Kamala the Antichrist.
My point is that you were mixing in what the comedian said with what other people said. So I think they should be viewed differently. I do think that there is Donald Trump has found a way since he entered politics in 2016 to do something that's very unconventional that nobody else in politics is really doing, which is that he makes his events entertainment. When people come out to see Donald Trump, it's a different feeling than just listening to a policy.
Well, that's why
you may like that or not like that, but I do think that and it's almost like after 8 years of this, if the response from Trump critics is you're Hitler, that's just not hitting home, because whatever it is that people are seeing, that's not it.
No, it's a show. I mean, I called him, he's the Mick Jagger of politics in the sense that Jagger's 80, Trump's 78. It is a show. You turn up to about 30 speakers of increasing celebrity status. It was like being at a big music festival where the band gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Then you're into J.D. Vance and Elon Musk and Melania Trump. And then the big one, the headline act, on comes the big rock star. That's how he does this. Yeah. That's his old television hat on, understanding entertainment. And Madison Square Garden, of course, is an iconic venue. It's the heart of Manhattan. It's the place where you would least expect to see a Republican rally. And at one stage last night, every single network, main network and cable network in America was taking it live, including many of your old employers, MSNBC, who vowed not to take any of his rallies. For $1 million, which is what it cost him to rent that venue, he's getting about $100 million worth of publicity. That's got to be good politics. Never mind anything else.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah, so this might be what, like I said, this might be what they're going for, is just get eyes on a Trump rally with the controversial comedian. If that's really their tactic, and I don't know that that's going to work to win an election. It might help, but yeah, it does seem risky, in my opinion. I said, what was your name? Eddie Moretti. No, that may be a good point about, where was it? You put something about, good for the whole family. Yeah, that might be a good point. Yeah. I don't know if, and this is coming from, I enjoy the band Gwar. I've seen Gwar a bunch of times. They, entertainment at a Gwar show is bringing the effigy of a politician on stage, someone dressed and with a mask like a certain politician, and then they like rip their head off and spray blood on the crowd and then sodomize like a guy in a priest costume thing. Okay, so this is entertainment to me, all right? I'm not some prude, but maybe political rallies, it should be something where if kids are watching, they're not going to go, Mommy, is the Puerto Rico a trash? It's not a trash, Mama. Mommy, Mama. It's like, do we need that? Do we need little kids crying because of Tony Hinchcliffe? I don't know. Maybe not. It's maybe not a good look.
So, I mean, if you're just like analyzing it in terms of like whether it helped him or hurt him, there's something powerful about going into.
Big E, what's up, bro? I just saw you in the chat. What's up, fam lamb? Thanks for coming to check out the stream again. So, just got back from there. Oh, where they had the rally, Madison Square Garden. You're around there.
Your opponent's territory, selling out a big arena and getting that type of press. So in that sense, I think it was politically a win for Donald Trump.
Destiny, where are we with this race?
Puerto Rico. You were in Puerto Rico. I got you.
Because the polling suggests that it's a knife edge, too close to call. But if I'm a Democrat looking at the swing state polling in particular, I'm pretty nervous right now.
I think as an American, I'm pretty nervous. It feels like there is just like a totally different standard that both sides can play by. It's really funny listening to the idea that one statement in a 6-hour entire rally, can't be used to convict Trump or his campaign or the rally. Meanwhile, when it comes to Democrats, you guys will pick out like one line from somebody, and that will be fair to characterize their entire speech. They're absolutely not as bad as each other. Because the difference is that while Trump
in terms of picking out lines from lengthy speeches, I think both sides play that game equally hard.
Yeah, but the problem is somebody will pick out, say, the Biden line where he talks about MAGA Americans, and then when you read the speech immediately after, he goes, not all Republicans are MAGA Americans. It's a minority of the party. It's just these people that deny, for instance, the election outcome, right? He'll specify, he'll clarify. Whereas for Trump, you can pick out lines, and these lines are not only consistent with everything else that he says, they're consistent with the policy that he advocates for and tried to pass in government. We're living in two completely and totally separate worlds where the standards for both sides are just out of this world.
So why is it that he may win? After everything that happened in the first term, after the way it ended, after the fact he was dead and buried really 2 years ago. I mean, I remember Ron DeSantis being way ahead in the polling to be a Republican nominee.
Before he ever talked to a single voter.
Right. But obviously that, but actually you can chart Trump's recovery was when the Justice Department started going after him in all sorts of different legal actions. And that is when you can see Trump's popularity starting to go up.
I totally disagree. It started to go up when he started to be more active in campaigning.
He went out to defend himself against all the legal charges.
He hasn't defended himself against any legal charge, to be clear. His defense is, I need criminal immunity. That's his defense. There was nothing defensible. He didn't deny a single thing. He didn't say anything didn't happen. He said, I need criminal immunity from the things I'm being charged with. I can't possibly commit crimes.
Nobody has more aggressively defended themselves against criminal charges than Trump.
Name one defense. What's the defense for the Mar-a-Lago thing? What's the defense for the conspiracy to overturn the election thing?
You're conflating what I mean by defense with your idea of defense.
My idea of defense is like you say, this is why I didn't commit a crime. No, I did commit a crime and I need immunity. Like immunity by definition legally is not a defense.
But in relation to the one that he's actually been convicted of, I still think it was an absolute farce and a woeful act of self-harm by the Democrats who fueled this to go after Trump first for a bit of paper shuffling over paying a porn star off a fling 18 years ago, which he denied ever having.
How many months did we have Hillary Clinton's emails being the front and center story for the news? How much did we hear about Hunter Biden and his cock and his crack addiction or whatever? Who's, by the way, still not running for president?
Bill Clinton, when he was actually president of the United States, have said?
Look, if there were, let me just say, to be fair here, the Hunter Biden saying it's a double standard. Look, if there were pictures and videos of Donald Trump or one of Donald Trump's sons arguing with a crackhead prostitute about the weight of a rock of crack on a scale, and he's so fucked up that he can't read what it says on the scale. It says 20.1 grams or something, and he's saying it's 21 grams. He can't even read what the numbers say on. It's not like they're small. It's big digital letters or numbers on a scale saying how much it weighs, and they're arguing, and he's so fucked up he can't read a scale for weighing crack. Okay, if that were one of Trump's sons, I would be sharing that just as much as Hunter Biden. You couldn't keep me from posting that every day. And I would just be like, look, they're all crackheads. Look, everybody, this whole system is fucked because every politician has a crackhead son. I would just be screaming from the hilltops. Why don't we have that? I would genuinely love to see the Trump kids partying a little bit, doing something, snort some coke off a hooker's boobs or something, picture of that or something. I mean, you got to understand where that is different. It's not like some story, not Sarah Palin, fucking Stormy Daniels. Oh my God, did she or did she not fuck Donald Trump? And Bubba the Love Sponge gets dragged into this. She was on Bubba's show and wrote down Trump's name as one of the people that she had sex with and said that he was like one of the best or something. And oh my God, she denies it now. Oh, did it happen? Oh my God. That is completely different than seeing Trump's dick in a video while he smokes crack from a crack pipe. That is very different.
Sex with an intern in the Oval Office and then lie about it to the American people. And it's not him that gets dragged through a criminal court. It's Trump over a fling with a porn star 18 years ago.
Hold on. And I could be wrong because I'm younger. I'm only 35, okay? My understanding is that Bill...
That's in Moscow always get the mule.
Don't drink this vodka. Don't drink it. Anyone seeing this? Wheatley's? Drink something else. Drink well liquor. Do not drink this.
He's so good at drinking.
Up my show every night.
Bill Clinton was impeached in the House, and that Bill Clinton was...
But he was never criminally charged.
And then Bill, because he didn't, I don't think he committed necessarily a crime. I think
he paid off Paula Jones $850,000.
They're not even close. Bill Clinton is disgraced.
Bill Clinton
is disgraced in the Republican Party, and Donald Trump is the hero of the Republican Party. They're not even remotely similar to how the parties treat them.
Bill Clinton's a Democrat.
This is one about it the time I've not seen. We're doing Bill Clinton now?
Yeah. Bill Clinton is like a hero to the Democrats. Are you kidding me? Or to the Democrat Party. And I'm not saying the voters necessarily, but the Democratic Party. Yeah, he's like, they always have his ass out there doing shit, right?
Seriously.
Yeah, I am.
All right, let's talk about Bill Clinton. Did he overturn an election? Did he send a mob to the Capitol to overturn an election?
I just told you what he did.
No, but I'm asking you what he did compared to Trump.
Well, he had sex with an intern in the Oval Office and then lied about it to the American people. Do you not think that's important?
Yes, I was against Bill Clinton. You picked the wrong guy. I was never a fan of Bill Clinton. Nice try. Try again. Let's talk about Trump. I tried to overturn an election. He's not been tried for it. Do you think it's right, Piers, as someone who objected to the insurrection, that he's going into election in 8 days? You ask Destiny, why is he still doing so well? Because he was never tried. You want to talk about the DOJ? I think the DOJ is an embarrassment. I wish they'd gone after him. They didn't go after him because he's going into an election having not seen the inside of a courtroom for Georgia, for DC. We heard him commit a crime on tape, Piers. You heard him. You heard him say to Brad Raffensperger, find me the votes. If you had done that, I'd done that. We'd be in prison right now. We wouldn't be running for re-election. That is the reality. The American people never got to hear in court all of the charges against him. You saw the Jack Smith indictment.
Just so I'm clear on this here, and forget how you, Trump's guilty of all these crimes, whatever. When you're asking why is he getting so much support, your honest theory is that if he had just been prosecuted more, then his people would have turned against him?
It's not monocausal. There's many reasons he's doing well.
Okay, but one of the causes.
Democrats have run a bad campaign. Gaza is a factor, etc.
Sure. Lots of
The
factors.
media doesn't know how to cover this stuff. But yes, clearly...
You think it would have hurt him with his supporters had he
not
been
with his
tried
supporters,
for
but we know
insurrection,
nothing
inciting an
with his
insurrection?
supporters. I've given up on his supporters. We're talking about the people who actually are persuadable. Yes. When was he most unpopular, Dave, in his entire life? On January 7th, 2021. So yeah, America is a country of amnesiacs. I can say that as an American.
But many
people just don't memory hold everything Trump did.
For a whole year, they've gone after him legally, and right now Trump is more popular.
And every time it's made him more popular.
Right,
every single
Trump
time.
is more popular in his personal approval rating right now than he's ever been in his entire 8-year political career. How can that be happening if it isn't actually a lot of Americans going, this is absurd?
And if we're going to play the polls game, all the polls show that he's actually, the American people think he should be prosecuted.
Okay, sir.
Trump supporters recognize that it is not Donald J. Trump, a person who is to be supported. It's what he represents. The Trump train that has been so aggressively moving forward with great intention for this country, we recognize it's what is represented on that. It's all about freedom. It's all about not allowing our country to be fundamentally transformed, as Barack Obama had promised he and his ilk that they would do to America. He said that back in 2008. We recognizing we don't need a fundamental transformation of America. We need a restoration of all that's good about America.
What is the freedom that Donald Trump represents?
And that is what Trump.
Well, that's an interesting question.
Is it the freedom to not have an abortion, to have a police officer looking over you when you go to get tested for pregnancy? Is it the freedom to have a president that lives above criminal prosecution? Is it the freedom to have tariffs related to every single product that we might import into the country? What is the freedom?
We'll take one freedom that he is quite adamant about, because the majority of Americans are adamant about, and that's our Second Amendment.
I'm sorry. How much anti-gun legislation or executive action did Biden do? And then compare that to Trump. Biden did nothing. Trump banned bump stocks. So that's an auto loss for you. What's the next?
Well, let's talk about
Sorry, Destiny's right. This is one of my hangups with Trump. You know, people that watch my stream, I voted for Trump twice, and I call him like I see him. At least I try to. That is a big deal for me. That's a problem. If Trump is gonna, it's hard to say, oh yeah, Trump is the Second Amendment candidate, so that's who I got to vote for. When it's like any shooting could happen, which something happened in Georgia today. I was going to use that for my thumbnail, but if I do that, I'm sure my shit will get throttled because shooting videos are not good for the algorithm. I don't think for my page, especially. But anyway, any Trump gets elected, then any random shooting that happens, I have to worry that he's going to get pressure from who the fuck. I don't even. Why did he even ban bump stocks? It's just like it makes no sense. You're just pissing off your base and you're placating to the other side who is going to hurt. They're going to hate Trump anyway. I've said this before too. I think the Democrats actually hate Trump more than they hate school shootings. So even if he could stop any mass shooting from happening, they would still hate him. Why piss off your base by banning bump stocks? Stupid. And very fair critique, Destiny.
Kamala and her position.
Okay.
Are you saying Kamala or are you saying Kamala?
I say Kamala because I don't see any point in deliberately mispronouncing a name.
Like Trump does every single time he speaks.
Well,
Still
I don't want
Barack Hussein
to.
Obama,
Yeah,
like you did.
Hussein. Yeah.
And they called him.
Fucking Scott Starbird, what's up, bro? Thanks for coming to the stream. Destiny talks fast on purpose and throws out a ton of info, which confuses people, and they want to focus on one of the things he said, but there's 30 things to respond to. So that does kind of happen with him, and I don't know if it is a conscious tactic that he's using to try to. Destiny is. I think he is actually, whether he's on ADD drugs or not, I don't fucking know. But yeah, if he's on Adderall, that definitely helps with that. But I feel like that is how his fucking brain works. And he when it's a there's often this atmosphere here where this is less than an hour long, the debate part of this video. It's less than an hour, and he's got only so much time to get in so many points that he wants to basically fight everyone on this panel about. Okay. And for the record, he wishes Dave Smith and Sarah Palin got shot at a Trump rally. So there's also that tension in the air. So he's just trying to get all these points out. But if you do see Destiny debate often enough, he does plenty of times where he tries to go point by point and actually hammer his opponent down on a single topic so that, there's nothing lost in translation or whatever. He is doing this now a little bit, I think, though, throwing a lot of shit out and, it leaves the person responding. You can't even remember half of the points that he made, and it makes it sound like you don't have a response to it. So.
You hit us. All's fair in love and war.
Excuse me, but also, didn't Trump try to accuse Obama of not being born in the United States? Wasn't that his entrance into politics? Again, it's not just what he says, it's what he does. Just asking questions. And even when Arpaio came out with the birth certificate, they said, no apology for that.
Okay, so you asked about the freedom.
When you're called a Nazi,
they called Obama a communist for 8 years. Oh my goodness!
But this one point, it's all you have.
It's quite a big point because you're
comparing Trump calls
Didn't Trump say immigrants were poisonous to the blood of nature or whatever?
You're comparing Trump to the most evil person in modern history who murdered 12 million people. Who perpetrated the Holocaust of 6 million.
Hitler. The only person I know who's called Trump Hitler is his running mate, J.D. Vance.
And his last general called him a fascist.
Oh, yeah, his last general, but his top general said he's a fascist.
These are the people that work the closest to him.
His chief of staff says he praised Hitler. Should we go down the list?
I told you guys, this is enough right here. This is enough of a reason to say that you should not be picking J.D. Vance as Trump's running mate. Every goddamn debate, every fucking conversation that ever comes up about Trump is going to include all of these terrible remarks that J.D. Vance made about him. It's so stupid. It's just such a waste of time. It's such a fucking distraction. And it's just, you could have picked anyone else.
Well, they didn't praise Hitler.
Do you know more about Trump? I know you're friends with him.
He said he would like to have had the loyalty of Hitler's
That's not
generals.
true. He said that's not true, Piers. Let's be some facts. He
We
said,
don't
quote,
even know
he said,
if
quote,
said that or not.
Hitler did some good things, is what he said.
He denies that. He denies saying that.
Oh,
Like
Trump
there were good
denies
things
it.
at the Charlottesville
See?
rally.
How do you know he did?
Piers, you trust Donald Trump over General John Kelly. Just say that to the world. I want you to say it.
Possibly on that.
Not
Yeah.
possibly, do you?
It's
Yes or
been
no?
denied
So
by other people who were in the
Trump
room.
lies
But
in every breath.
Other people. I don't dispute that he has a problem with the truth. but I would say that other people who were in the room at the time say he never said it.
So let's just be clear. All of the top generals and military people who worked with him: Mark Milley, John Kelly, Jim Mattis.
Sniz, yeah. Yeah, no, that poor guy Dave Smith is thinking, why the fuck did I come here? No, he is. There's quite a few times that he seems to have that look on his face like, God damn, like I should be opening at a Trump rally with a good, a comedy set right now. Instead, I'm sitting here listening to this shit.
Yes. H.R. McMaster.
They're all fired,
Mark
right?
Esper. None of them were fired, actually. No, McMaster quit. Mattis quit. Kelly quit. So you're wrong again,
That's the
Piers.
deep
Piers,
state.
facts about it, Piers. I know you're pushing.
When you say quit, what do you mean? They
literally
quit,
walked away.
or they were forced away?
No, let me finish because you're getting this all wrong. I know you get your talking points from Fox these days. Well, you did. You said something that Fox says. John Kelly walked
I
away.
sit in the liberal chair when I do the fight.
John Kelly walked away and Trump praised him on the way out. Mattis walked away, Trump praised him on the way out. The only time Trump started criticizing them is when they pointed out stuff that he had said to them. So all these generals are lying, and Donald Trump, a man who has problems with the truth, to use your phrase, is telling the truth. Come on, Piers, it's embarrassing.
Well, but how do you, listen, I tend to agree with you. I don't know. I don't trust Donald Trump for sure. But even I know a little bit about your politics, but am I really supposed to just these generals are all beyond lying? I mean, Mattis, as you know, right? Mattis resigned because Trump actually tried to pull out of Syria, which he had campaigned on.
But he didn't
and run
criticize Trump.
No, by the way,
I agree with you.
He
He said he doesn't respect the Constitution. They all consistently.
No, I'm not saying. Okay, fine, but what does that even mean to them? They don't respect the Constitution. We were in Syria unconstitutionally. We were there without a declaration of war.
The game is always comparing both sides.
No,
Trying to
I'm
pretend that it was the same. It's not even wrong. They even declared war since World War II.
Yes, I know. That's my point. The thing is, you're just projecting that I'm playing that game. I'm talking to him about something else. I'm not playing your dumb game.
I'm agreeing with you on the foreign policy. I'm agreeing with you. What I'm saying is,
pretend to laugh all you want.
Do you believe all the generals are just attacking? Forget the generals. Go through everyone. His press secretary, his vice president. We can go through the list.
The tension's building between Dave and Destiny. Dave won't even look over at him. He should stare him right in the eyes and say, "I'm gonna fuck your wife." That's what needs to happen, Dave.
DC went to 44 cabinet officials.
I do not.
Said, are you voting for Trump?
Yes, okay.
4.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. I believe that, I do not trust Donald Trump. I think he's not an honest person. He's a self-promoter who will say whatever makes him look good. I believe that when Donald Trump said all of this rhetoric about drain the swamp in 2016, when he said we're not going to fight these wars anymore, when he, maybe somewhat unwittingly, called out Obama and John Brennan for the literal treason that they committed in Syria, with a capital T, arming and funding the enemy in wartime, okay? When he said Obama created ISIS, things like that, I think he made a lot of enemies in Washington, D.C. And the idea that you could get 5 or 10 of them to come together and all say something bad about it, I'm not, okay, fine, doesn't. I don't believe them either.
Dave, you're a smart guy. Let me just put it to you, just very simply. If I'm Mike Pence, am I not voting?
Is Rainey up in here? Did I miss Rainey? Oh, Rainey, what's up? What's up? Good evening. Sorry I missed you in the chat. There's a few extra people in here. Hey, boss. Lobby Trump's democracy. Your vote holds no power. What? Oh, your vote holds no power. Yeah, if you're new in here, thank you guys for checking out the stream. Fake lies. Are you talking about what they're debating over? What these generals said? Sorry, I didn't see when you first got in the chat there. Yeah, hey boss, thank you for checking out the stream. Carson Wentz, I think you're new in here. Anybody new? Please hit the subscribe if you would. Help a brother out. I've been deleted a few times on here. Thank you. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know what look, I don't know what Destiny truly believes, okay? You'd like to think that he doesn't actually want to see Trump supporters sniped haphazardly at rallies. You'd like to think he doesn't believe that. I think at least some of the stuff he says he does actually believe like that. I think he probably actually does want to see Trump supporters get shot. So, yeah, but you might be right on some stuff. I don't know.
voting for Donald Trump because my family almost got killed or because Trump was in Syria. I'm going to take the simple answer that he's not supporting Trump because he saw that Trump did on January 6th. Well, I'm getting to my point. You can go down the list. I can be here all day telling you about former Trump officials who have turned on him. They can't all be lying.
Yeah, they can't. I mean, they can't. By definition, they could.
All of them are lying and Trump's telling the truth.
It's not a law. It's not.
Insane.
No, I don't. It's not a law of logic that they couldn't all be lying. Yes, you could get a bunch of people in D.C. together to lie. That's that. How do you think we got in Iraq? Right? You got a lot of people in D.C. together to lie.
Yeah, he was just going there. Scott Starbird, WMDs. Yeah, sniz. Yes, they can. No, yeah, it's almost kind of a waste of time, that he said she said bullshit. Let's see a fucking email or an audio recording or something. Come on.
And let me just say,
hang on. Support Donald Trump is that every single person is lying, but not Trump. This is the time that
this is the game that's played. Hang on, but Destiny, hang on.
I'm just curious. One question: is there one other person with this track record of people around him that say he's a bad guy that you would support? Can you think of a single person with even half as many people that have worked closely with him? All of his personal people before elections, people like Michael Cohen, people like.
How about Hillary Clinton? She has a whole list of people that are dead that previously worked around her and stuff, right? Does that count? Does it count if the person didn't live long enough to say something negative about Hillary Clinton before they got mysteriously killed?
How many people in his campaign were arrested and then he pardoned immediately? People like Manafort, people like Bannon.
It's just jokes, people. We're joking. We're having some fun, guys. Come on. Everybody relax.
One other person. One person.
Destiny.
One person.
I'm going to say one thing to you, which is
Hillary Clinton.
Which is, notwithstanding all your blind view.
Ellen DeGeneres too. They say she's a bitch behind the scenes.
Fury you do about
It's not
this.
blind. It's very.
I would say though, what's fascinating to me is the moment I try and turn it back and say, yeah, but hang on. What about the rhetoric from your side?
So give me the rhetoric.
The Hitler, the Nazis, the Madison Square Garden.
We've done this before in July.
Literally, Hillary Clinton just said this was 1939 all over again. The rally, a Nazi-style
Hillary Clinton.
rally. She's calling Trump supporters Nazis.
Yes,
Do you think he's the new Hitler?
Hold on. A Nazi-style rally does not mean you're the new Hitler.
What does it mean?
By the way,
what does
Trump,
it mean?
Hold on, you do this every time. Trump called
The
Biden.
Nazis were his party.
Is Joe Biden the Gestapo?
Huh?
Is Joe Biden the Gestapo?
What's that got to do with it?
I'm asking the question. Is Joe Biden the Gestapo?
I'm asking you. If it's a Nazi rally, why is he not the new Hitler?
Is Joe Biden
Who's running these
Jump in there, Sarah Palin. We forgot you were here. Come on, say something.
new Nazis?
Is Joe Biden the Gestapo?
What's it got to do with it?
I'm asking you a question. Do you think Joe Biden is the
No,
Gestapo?
I'm asking the questions.
Do
It's
you
my
think,
debate.
well, okay. Well, then let me just point out to you.
Answer my question first.
I will. Joe Biden was called the Gestapo by Trump. I've never heard you criticize Trump for calling Biden Nazi. Why?
I thought we weren't supposed to do whataboutism.
Exactly.
I'm completely wrong.
Exactly.
By the way, I think it's a legitimate point you're making.
By the way, he wasn't in the Gestapo. It's offensive. It's wrong. Okay.
Yeah,
but so is it equally offensive? But you think he actually genuinely was a Nazi rally?
Do you see the difference between saying that people say?
Okay, they are talking pretty fast. I'll show you guys. I only have this at 1.25 speed. Okay, it's not sped up. It's barely sped up, so we get through it a little bit faster than what it's actually running time. But yeah, this is it's getting heated. I want to see Destiny and Dave Smith fucking fight. Come on. Piers Morgan, shut the fuck up. Let them fight.
That it was a Nazi style.
In terms of the rhetoric that I said,
so
do you think Kamala's Antichrist? Do you think Kamala Harris is the Antichrist?
You can't
just ignore the fact.
Yes. Or Obama, he is. Sarah, yeah.
Seriously?
Yes, please. Jeez, I feel like I should be your mother and just shut you guys up. I'm not your mother. You're grown men, and I have respect for your ages, if nothing else. But listen, you did just say that it was a Nazi-type rally, meaning a Nazi-style rally.
Yeah, I mean, people could often say outrageously.
So who's the leader of this group?
Meaning participants are Nazi-style participants?
I'm saying people are cheering on far-right rhetoric. Do you know what the Great Replacement theory is?
The far right.
Do you know what the Great Replacement theory is?
What about
I'm trading facts.
What about all the Jews in the audience that I saw? What about the Israel flags I saw?
Israel flag means what?
Well, they may not be thinking he's
Do you know some of the far-right politicians in Europe support Israel right now, including card-carrying anti-Semites across the world?
Why would Jewish people go and watch the new Hitler and cheer him on?
Why did a Jewish speaker make lots of anti-immigrant racist remarks? I mean, this is ridiculous. Muslims and Jews. A Muslim guy endorsed Trump on Friday. Does that mean Trump is pro-Muslim? Come on, because you're better than this.
No, I'll tell you what, you're better than this, because when you say it was a Nazi rally,
I didn't say it was a Nazi rally. I didn't actually. It was a Nazi-style rally.
Oh, the cranberry.
Sounds like he's walking it back just slightly.
Huge on the outside.
rally.
When you say the Nazi-style rally, you're calling Trump Hitler. You are.
Let me repeat myself. I'm repeating myself. I'm saying that I listened to a rally at which people said things that Nazis said. Do you deny that Joseph Goebbels talked about enemy of the people, that enemy within is a Hitler?
So anyone who uses the phrase enemy of the people is a Nazi?
Not anyone. When Trump consistently uses Trump language, Hitler language, when he says poisoning the blood of the immigrants, for that coincidence as well.
This is just such a stupid fucking, like, why even waste a Nazi-style rally? Oh my God. And then, you know, Hitler talked about the sky being blue. So did Trump. Boom. Guilty.
Even after he was told that's only from Mein Kampf.
It's such a waste of time.
Again, was that a coincidence?
It was a Nazi rally to you.
Was that a coincidence?
Was it a Nazi rally?
No, it was a Nazi-style rally. People said absolutely neo-Nazi
So these people are capable of
you just want to
perpetrating
get
a
a gotcha
Holocaust.
line, and I want you to do with facts. Is a great replacement theory Nazi theory or not? No. Sorry, facts matter.
What
You
you're
can't just say, I'm not asking you about headline
You're missing
pictures.
my overall point, which is this.
It's not my fault.
My point is that you two are very exercised about the...
I'm excited about the fact that you don't deal in facts, Piers. The great
let me
replacement
get a word in.
No, great replacement theory is a neo-Nazi theory. Until you address that, I can't continue this conversation.
Let me come to Sarah. I want to move to a different thing, because you're not going to address the fact you think
You
they're
don't know what
Nazis.
the great replacement
Do you think
theory
they're a
is?
bunch of Nazis, but
Can I
don't really
just
want to
say
say
that watching both your shows, I love watching you guys do this to each other, because watching you guys do it to other people's infuriating, and when you guys do it, it's just very funny.
But I do it too.
It is true, though. You don't deal in fact when you talk about Trump, though. I agree with him.
No, I do. I'm very much...
Wow. Oh, good shit.
I know the great replacement theory. I don't agree with the great replacement theory.
So why was it echoed by Tucker Carlson and Don Jr. yesterday at the rally?
I don't agree with it. What's wrong to say?
So yeah, he said replace. Yes, Don Jr. was speaking. He said replace the immigrants coming to replace us.
Trump was thrown a softball question by Sean Hannity. He said he'd be a dictator on day one.
Let me ask you about
but
let me ask you about illegal immigration then, Destiny. So we've seen an unbelievably large number of illegal immigrants come in during the Biden-Harris administration. Do you think this is right for America?
I don't think that Republicans think that illegal immigration is a problem right now. In fact, I'm 100%.
That wasn't my question.
I
said you think it's right.
The issue,
that between 7 and 10 million people.
The reality is, here are two facts that nobody will ever talk about. I'll tell you. Here are two facts that we do not have a problem right now with illegal immigration in the United States. We have a problem with asylum seeking. Okay, that's the number one. That's a huge thing. But number two, if this was such a huge problem, why were Republicans so content to pull the plug on it when Donald Trump said, "I need to leave the border open for me to run on this as an election issue"? You know what that tells me?
Again, we don't have confirmation of this quote. I would love, for real, if we had an email, a recording, anything besides just some other fucking congressman's word. If we actually had proof that Trump said, don't sign this border bill because I need to have a fucked up border to be able to win the president, to be elected for a second term. If Trump actually did that, if I had like some kind of good evidence, not just someone's word, I would definitely speak out against Trump. There's people bringing fentanyl, fucking rapists and shit coming over the border. Laken Riley's dead. And if Trump could have stopped it, that's fucked up.
Tells me it was never really a problem in the first place. It was just a talking point.
It's Trump's fault.
Definitionally. Wait. I gotta hear this. Do you understand? Do you agree that Donald Trump was the one that told them to pull the plug in the bill?
He said so.
Well, I don't.
Wait. Do you agree that Donald Trump told them, do not vote yes on this bill?
I can try and answer.
Okay.
I don't think he should have been active in getting that bill pulled, because it would have helped. However, and I want to bring Sarah in on this, you cannot dispute there is a massive crisis at the southern border. Nor can you dispute.
I'm shocked that you say that Republicans don't believe that the influx of illegal aliens across our borders is not a problem. It is a problem. It is a problem. And I think it's not just Republicans who recognize that. Look at even the Democrat leaders of cities who are being overrun, their budgets being busted, trying to support the
and they all supported the bill. They supported the bill.
Do you not think blaming Trump for everything is a bit lame?
I'm talking about
they were ready to vote the bill, and then Trump said, "Don't do it."
Let me bring in David.
Langford, all these people said they were going to vote the bill, and then Trump pulled the plug on it.
Where you've not said one critical thing about Trump since it started.
Actually, what I was going to say to you before I got shouted over yet again on my own show, what I was going to say to you was,
I thought it was going to be David and Sarah versus me and Destiny, but apparently it's me and Destiny versus Sarah and Piers.
When you always like to do this, it's not true.
I've not heard you say one critical thing about Trump.
When Trump was president, I wrote 110 columns for the Daily Mail about Trump. When he left, I counted negative, positive. It was about 50-50.
Great, but not today.
So I have been very, very critical of Trump, and I felt he's deserved it. Well, no, because I find that with you, and with great respect to you guys, you absolutely love sticking it to him. When I try and stick it back to your own problems with your own party, you don't want to hear it.
I can assure you, I wish that I hadn't heard a bunch of racist stuff last night. I'm just coming on the show to say I heard a bunch of racist stuff last night.
Dave, let me ask you this, Dave. Trump's most powerful part of his speech last night was his first line, where he said, let me start by just saying this. How many of you feel better off than you did 4 years ago? And they all said, do any of you? And they all shouted no. I can imagine millions of Americans at home who've had an extremely tough 4 years because of massive inflation and huge cost of living problems would all be shouting no as well. That, in the end, I suspect will win Trump the election. Nothing else. I suspect it's actually going to be, well, it'll be the failure to control the border, but it will be predominantly the
Steve, Trump has publicly admitted that he asked Congress to vote down the border bill. But yeah, so I acknowledge that that is, yeah, it's common knowledge. I acknowledge that. What I'm saying is whether or not what his publicly stated motive was. If I don't recall Trump admitting that he shot down the border bill just so that he could run. But if that was actually, if we had some like good evidence, above other people saying that it's true or whatever, I would for sure speak out about that and be like, Trump, you are a fucking idiot. You are a fucking idiot. The country's getting destroyed. There's more shit that you can run on and get elected besides the goddamn border. I don't even think about the border. It's not even the first. I do think about but it's not even one of the first things that I think about when I'm like, this election. And I've talked about this. Really, some of the Second Amendment shit scares me the most. This is what I'm worried about with Kamala, how often she's talked about more gun control laws related to what's the assault weapons, which includes semi-automatic rifles, which is like a huge percentage of the firearms in the country. We can debate about this shit all fucking day. That's one of my main issues. And I do think, regardless of the bump stock bullshit, I do think Trump would probably respect the Second Amendment a little bit more. Kamala's straight up coming out and saying that she's gonna add more restrictions to the Second Amendment. So it's like I can't bring myself to even consider supporting that. That's just how it is. I've said this already, I may stay home and not vote at all just because I'm starting to get the feeling that I just don't want any blood on my hands, regardless what. I feel like the future is very bloody. The future is going to be very bloody. And I just would like to maybe not have my hands in that at all, no matter who it is. Maybe it's unavoidable. I'm not saying that it's going to be Trump or Kamala's fault. I'm starting to just feel like I think, and this is very crazy conspiratorial, I think the decision's been made that Trump is going to win. That's how I think it is. And we can talk about, I kind of don't want to totally get into that tonight. My reasons why. I could write a bunch of shit down and break it down or whatever some night on here. But anyway. Yeah, I might just stay home. That might actually happen.
People feel they are worse off than they were 4 years ago.
Well, I think the thing that really undercuts this pitch from Donald Trump is that he really means 5 years ago. Donald Trump has to run on the first 3 years of his administration and then go, hey, that whole 2020 thing really doesn't count because we got hit with this virus.
Unreasonable,
and the Democrats would have done the same thing.
Is it unreasonable, that position? Given it was a global pandemic. Given by common consent, America performed better than most countries in the pandemic.
Well, it depends on how you measure.
It's fundamentally untrue.
It totally depends on how you measure.
Economically, it is believed America performed better than most countries.
We also recover better, but Biden doesn't get credit for that.
Jeez, guys. I mean, I know it's like a week before an election, man, and everything's just...
Hold on 1 second. Oh. Okay. Oh.
Got to get down to this tribal. We got to win this point, man. But just for a second, I will say that it's like, look, on one hand, what Donald Trump benefits from is the fact that the entire Democratic criticism of Donald Trump through 2020 was just that he didn't do more lockdowns and do more, you know what I mean? And so they kind of don't get to say it, but he also doesn't really get. The truth is 4 years ago from today, a lot of Americans were worse off than they are right now because they were recovering from lockdowns. There were people whose businesses were shut down.
That's why he said from the start of the administration.
In my opinion, if Donald Trump had been...
Junior Coltrane. Oh, fuck. There's I appreciate your insults towards me, okay? But they're all kind of typos in here. You need to fix this up. Steve too lazy to inform himself and not vote. Hey, Steve, do some research. Lazy. I think you mean Steve is too lazy, and that's the wrong two. There's two O's in that two. But thank you for trying, Junior Coltrane. I appreciate the interaction. If you're watching this, it helps the algorithms if you hit the like and whatever, or just click buttons on this video. Even if it's the dislike button, if I don't know if they have that, is that on YouTube still? Just click buttons, okay? The subscribe, I'd appreciate if you hit that one too. But yeah, whatever you want to click down there, leave a comment, just start clicking.
Been a great leader, had actually risen to the moment he was called to, and had gotten Fauci off that task force, and had been against lockdowns, and had kept somewhat of liberty going through that year, he'd be in a much stronger position
the irony, Mehdi,
to say that.
The irony is that Trump in the pandemic actually behaved like a good old-fashioned authoritarian, and you lot screamed it wasn't authoritarian enough.
Well, listen, I will say, I do think, maybe not you, there were certainly a lot of people who were critical of that.
Fauci, of course.
Sure, but that's a separate point. Now, for Donald Trump, what he can kind of get at is that, yeah, the first 3 years of his administration certainly were much better times for many Americans. I would say this, however, I think in some ways Donald Trump is fortunate that he didn't win the election in 2020, because those years were going to be very tough years for the country. And now the Democrats,
the fastest growing economy in the G7.
Yes, depending on how you want to measure these things, I think they've been very difficult. Man, you guys just are like impossible.
You're trying to speak so many bullshit facts. The United States is doing better than every OECD country, than every G7 country when it comes to inflation. You trying to blame it on China.
No, it didn't. Destiny, I'm actually not trying to blame it on Biden. If you listen to what I said whoever was going to be in there was going to have. But that's what you hear, because you're in the try to win the point.
No, it's not about winning the point. Even when you say people were mad about Trump for not being authoritarian enough, that's not true. People were mad about Trump because, one, he denied that COVID was even in the country for days or weeks until it was finally evident that we had to say something about it. And then two, Donald Trump undermined his own health administration so much that the one thing that he wished he could take credit for, that he tried to, which was warp speed for the vaccine, he couldn't even do it because his electorate wouldn't even believe the vaccines work.
Hang on, let me bring in Sarah.
Jesus, Destiny. Natalie McClinton, what's up? What's up? Thanks for checking out the stream. How's it going? How you doing, Natalie? No, this is one of the things. Destiny's saying Trump can't even take credit for the vaccines. I mean, I think if Destiny, by saying that, if he means that Trump doesn't get credit, really, when trying to take credit for the vaccines and Operation Warp Speed, he can't get credit because his base is very, split and probably more against Operation Warp Speed and the vaccines. Okay. Trump does try to take credit for the vaccines, which is one of the things I'm not a huge fan of. Yeah, I remember him talking to, even as this was a year ago, he was talking to fucking Candace Owens, and she tried to bring this up about how, whatever. I won't get, we're on YouTube here. I got to be careful, but she was speaking negatively about the Vizaxizines, and he even responded back and was like, "Oh no, it was one of the best things I did. Operation Warp Speed. I take all the credit for it. They were wonderful." It's like, no.
Thank you.
Let me bring in Sarah.
You were making a point based on Trump's opening line, right? And I think you were going to make an interesting point, but you were interrupted.
The actual world drives us back so much.
You mumbled an answer though when he said Trump asked the audience.
No, that's if he means that, if that's what Destiny means, then I agree. I agree with him there. It kind of sounded like Trump can't take credit for it. It's the way he worded it, and maybe I'm overanalyzing, whatever, but it sounded like he was saying that Trump is afraid to take credit for Operation Warp Speed, or he avoids taking credit for it because of his base. And I disagree with that. Trump does try to take credit for it. He's done it multiple times, and every time I cringe a little bit. And I know I take it you would disagree with me on, my opinion with Warp Speed. And, I'm not necessarily anti-Vizax. I just do not like the way that whole situation was handled in our country. And I'm not as familiar with how it went in some other countries, but I imagine I also would not like how that went in a lot of other countries. But one thing I always do give Trump credit for in this regard is that he would say, yeah, you can go get the injections from the different, the various companies that we could get it from here, Johnson, fucking Moderna, Pfizer. You could go those, but Trump also promoted using other ways to treat it, like drinking bleach. No, no joking. Joking aside here, no, but he was like monoclonal antibodies, fucking what were the fucking ivermectin and the fucking Plaquenil or whatever the fuck, I don't know. But and I just, that's one thing that I can at least give him credit for there, is that he wasn't saying, no, so these are the only way you're going to do it. And if you don't get one, you're a piece of shit because you're the only people that are actually spreading the virus, which happened to not be true. But so, yeah, which is what Biden said. So I do, I would take, I would appreciate Trump's, for all of his faults in this, I kind of appreciate Trump's take more than Biden's, saying that, the people that don't, people like me I eat only organic food. I work out 6 days a week. My diet is completely, like, almost impeccable. I take care of myself in every regard that you can think. I quit fucking smoking and vaping. Like, I do all these things to try to improve my health. And then people that eat McDonald's every day, and because they're scared of a China virus, they go get a shot and say that I'm a risk to everyone else's health while they stuff their fucking face with Big Macs. Okay? That is not fair. That's not fair. Especially considering it's something like 90% of the people that were, it's like a higher percentage than you could correlate with whether or not you got the things, is that 90% of the people hospitalized had like low vitamin levels, like vitamin D and other shit, that when they screened these people, they had low levels of vitamins. You people have shitty diets. You don't take care of yourself. You live like absolute disgusting pieces of shit, but then you decide to care about your health for one instance, and I have to go along with that? No, thank you. No, thank you. Fucking learn to be an adult. Learn to cook your own food. You fucking people go and eat McDonald's 5 days a week and then tell me I need an injection. Sorry. I'm sorry, but that's a no.
So are you better off today than you were? And you said,
no, they are better off today.
You're saying we are better off today?
Yeah, I know facts.
Really? The $33 trillion debt that we are, the trajectory of this debt too is going the wrong direction.
So Trump added more to the debt than any previous president.
I'm going to give you an example. Look at the inflation rate.
Yep.
Go into a grocery store, see what it costs to buy a dozen eggs, to buy a pound of butter, to fuel up your truck. All these things.
But look at the polls. But look at the polls, by the way, which show the two biggest issues for American voters in this election by far
are
the economy, cost of living, and immigration. And that is why, if Trump ends up winning, it will be on those two issues.
We agree for the first time in the show. I agree with you. The polling is bad on the economy. The Americans, the vibes are bad on the economy.
We're not better
off. The point
today.
Destiny made just now is that facts also matter. So, I thought it was a conservative line, facts don't care about your feelings. I don't care that Americans feel bad about the economy. The numbers are very clear. Every economist says the same thing. Every survey shows the same thing. Real wages are actually higher today than they were in September 2020. They are. Real wages are higher. Real wages, you know what real wages are? What do you mean not factoring? Real wages factor in inflation, Sarah Palin. That's what real wages are. Factoring inflation, real wages are higher today than in September 2020. In fact, wages have outstripped prices for the last 20 straight months. Household net worth is at a record high. Unemployment is at a 50-year low. We now have 6 million fewer people.
So why do the vast majority of...
So I'm not that familiar with economical arguments. I'll have to say, it don't feel like wages are higher. It really doesn't. Every time I've gotten a raise, I end up more poor because it's like the cost of shit goes up. It's incredible. Back when I was making, and this wasn't, embarrassingly enough, this was not that long ago. Back when I was making like $15 an hour working at a flower shop, I had more money to throw around than now. And I I make a little bit more. But anyway, no, I'm still a broke bitch, but the money sure went further back in the day. I'll say that much.
When Trump was
Americans feel
president.
worse off.
Sorry?
Are they all lying about
I think
being worse
inflation
off?
took a toll, huge toll.
So they are worse off.
But the inflation's now down, right?
No,
We're at the lowest inflation rate since
are they
February
worse off
2021. No, because now real wages
They're
are
not.
up.
You just
No.
said you inferred they were.
Have prices decreased
First of all,
then?
it's
through
first of all,
this
again,
rate of-
I agree that Americans are upset about prices. I'm upset about prices. But it was a global problem, was it not? Did you not just say
Why
the
would they be-
pandemic was a global
Mehdi,
problem?
why would they
was
be
inflation not a
hang on,
global problem?
why would they be upset about prices if they're not worse off?
Inflation was a global problem, that's for sure.
Because they
Prices is
were
one factor.
hold on, in 2022 when we hit record high levels of inflation. If I'd sat on your show
So they
then,
still feel worse off today.
We still have that inflation. It's cumulative. It's year-to-year. It
So they are worse off.
hold on,
then.
Piers.
So
my
that's
point
one
is-
factor. Prices are just one thing.
so they
Wages
are
are another
worse
thing.
off.
Net worth
You're
is another
asking a
thing.
different question. I already conceded. Do people feel worse? Yes, but the numbers say something else.
So
Do
they're
you understand
all
there's a difference?
completely deluded.
Yeah, people not deluded, but people. You think the public know
You
everything
are
about everything?
underestimating the wisdom of the people.
There's
No.
polling limits. You can look at the YouGov polls. You can see.
And by the way, since Joe Biden
Yes,
was
I think the
running for
Republican
office,
Party
and this
itself
has,
is all about
all right, so this has actually been the official Democratic line, which is that this is a great economy. They were saying this back this summer when Joe Biden was in. It's a great economy. All of the numbers show it. All of the economists say it. But there's this problem where people just don't agree.
They
and
don't
people are so
understand.
stupid.
Hold on,
They
that
don't
think
know
it-
they're
just
actually
hold on,
better
give me
off.
one second. Let me get a sentence out here. Listen, as you guys kind of just alluded to there, like the problem with inflation is that it is cumulative. And so even though the inflation rate has come down,
prices
that's
are
just
still going up.
adding to the prices.
Correct.
And people have been absolutely destroyed over the last 3.5 years over this price inflation. It is literally everybody I know has felt the pressure of it. Even people who make like really good money. It's been very, very difficult. I do not think this is something that is at the lays at the feet of one party or the other. The truth is that Donald Trump in the year 2020, not all Trump, but his government locked down the economy and added $6 trillion to the money supply in the year 2020. That was going to result in some price inflation. But Biden then in 2021 came in. They kept the money printing going.
But it was
They
also a
kept the
global
government.
issue, Dave.
I'm not denying there was inflation problems around the globe. I'm saying we're talking about America right now. This is something that is now the politics of it are that the actual price inflation pretty much all fell on Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's watch, and that's very difficult to get yourself out.
Can I say one point about this thing about you say about facts and feelings? I can prove to you that Americans are not doing this as some kind of rational calculation. I can prove it to you. If the American people really cared about inflation and prices, that's their number one issue, then they would vote Harris. Because every single economist, 95% of economists, according to a University of Chicago survey, say they will pay higher in tariffs. Tariffs will bring up inflation. Every serious economist in this country.
You're
No, Piers, you're missing the point. Because if inflation is your number one issue,
my point.
because you let me finish mine, you jumped in. If inflation is their number one issue, then they should be voting for Harris. That proves that inflation's not.
Here's the problem. The problem is that the reality of the inflation issue, as you've all basically admitted, is that inflation, by very definition, is increasing prices even if the rate comes down. So Americans are paying consistently, month by month by month, for the entire Biden-Harris administration. They're paying more when they go to the grocery
But their
store.
wages are up too, Piers. This is the key part of economics.
But the vast,
real wages have
but the
gone up.
vast
That's what you're
majority of
missing.
working class people in America
Their wages have gone
feel worse off, and that is going to ultimately is going to
I mean,
resonate.
we're kind
at
of
the
not
bottom.
really disagreeing. At the very beginning, I said I take your point about feelings.
Yeah.
I'm just saying facts show that they're better off. If you want to answer the question, Trump asked honestly, people are better off.
Okay, let's turn to war, because that should calm down the debate. Destiny, look, obviously it's a pretty consequential election in many ways, but not least, I would argue, for the fate of people in Gaza and Ukraine and other hotspots around the world. Where are we with these? I mean, it's quite interesting to me that for the first time I can remember, you have a body of Republicans who do not want to back, say, Ukraine against a Russian dictator that illegally invaded their country. I remain very perplexed and surprised that is the view. And Sarah, we can come to you for why that may be. But that is the case. If Trump was to win, he says he'll fix it all in 24 hours. I don't think he will, but he will try and do a deal. The question is, what is that deal? Because Ukraine are saying they're not going to give up an inch of the land.
So the issue is that Donald Trump's a 4-year-old when it comes to understanding any issue, but especially foreign policy. And a lot of people have this, they're obsessed with this idea of peace in their mind, which if you're in conflict, peace is the furthest thing from your mind. You want some kind of just peace or justice, right? So Trump's solution for Ukraine is just give up the land that's been taken from you and everything will be kosher, just like Russia did in Moldova with Transnistria, just like Russia did with South Ossetia, and I can't pronounce the other place in Georgia, and just like Russia's trying to do now with Ukraine. If you're somebody that wants, justice for Ukraine, and you want the United States to remain a world leader when it comes to, ensuring trade routes or being somebody that the world looks to ensure relative peace and freedom and stability throughout places like Europe, which it has enjoyed historically more in the past 30 years than it had in the 200 years prior to that. Donald Trump obviously is not going to do that for you. If you're somebody who's very concerned about the Israeli-Gaza conflict, I mean, you've got Donald Trump who wholeheartedly, he said it before, will support Israel basically no matter what, with absolutely, no contention whatsoever. You've got a guy who agreed to moving the embassy, who before that was talking about pulling all of the UNRWA funding from the Gaza Strip, who would support Netanyahu through and through. The whole reason why those Abraham Accords started was because Netanyahu wanted to start annexing parts of the West Bank, right? Donald Trump is not going to help any of the Palestinians if that's something that you're concerned about. Insofar as peace in the Middle East, I mean, you've got this talking point over and over again, no new wars, no new wars. Yeah, again, we haven't had any new wars since World War II, right? The war in Iraq was the use of force authorization, the authorization of the use of force, but it wasn't technically a war.
Well, it wasn't,
Donald Trump, you can call it that, but Donald Trump bombed Syria. Donald Trump bombed Syria. That wasn't a war, apparently. Yeah, with no congressional authorization. Iran attacked Saudi Arabia. You know, they did a drone strike on oil refineries. There was conflict all throughout Iraq and Syria. Donald Trump abandoned Kurdish allies in Syria. Donald Trump signed a deal with the Taliban and essentially forfeited Afghanistan. And there was the whole fallout from that. Like, this idea that there was peace in the Middle East under Donald Trump is absolutely ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense.
Look, I actually think Trump's foreign policy was a lot more effective than people give him credit for.
He did nothing. What was effective about it?
Well, there's not. Look, I mean, like, it's not. There's some truth in there mixed with some just like attempts to get Donald Trump. Like when people say there were no new wars under Donald Trump, there is. First of all, I'll say at least that's the talking point. At least that's what they're going with, rather than going he killed all them terrorists or something like that, which would have 20 years ago would have been the talking point from people on the right wing. So that's at least better. But the reason why they wouldn't consider him bombing Syria a new war is because Obama had us already in that conflict since 2012. When he
reneged on his red line.
Yes. Now, listen, by the way, there are
Assad used chemical weapons, and Obama did nothing, and Putin came in and took control. Well, that's what happened.
Okay.
Yes,
anyway, yes,
that is what happened.
Well, actually, if you want to really look at what happened in 2012, because the war, and I know you know about this stuff, because the war in Iraq had been such a disaster, and the power had been handed back to the Shiites in the region, and Iran had more influence than they had had in the history of the regime. Then it really started under George W. Bush, but then continued into Obama. They did what they call the redirect, where now we were going to try to take the Shiites down a peg, who we had just put in power in Iraq. And so what we wanted to do was overthrow Bashar al-Assad. And so we started funding all of the anti-Assad rebels, which largely consisted of Al-Qaeda and ISIS, and they knew this. Anyway, it wasn't like during Obama inherited these two wars in Iraq and Afghanistan and said he was going to end at least the one in Iraq. He then spread wars to Libya, Syria, Yemen. Somalia had already been going since George W. Bush was in there. You didn't see that under Donald Trump. You didn't see. However, he did. Yes, if you let me finish the sentence, then sure, we'd get there. However, he did escalate the war in Afghanistan, which he said himself was unwinnable. And so he escalated the war in Afghanistan, not like Obama with 70,000 plus troops there, but he did send thousands extra troops. He did take off the gloves with drone strikes and rules of engagement. So the idea that he was like an anti-war president is not true. There was rhetorically, he was very different than previous presidents, and he would at least talk about the idea that these wars were disasters, that we never should have fought them, and that really America shouldn't be involved in that business.
Also,
I'm glad that he's at least infusing that into the popular
I do think
conversation.
he came at it with an overview as a business guy. It's just bad business. These wars were costing trillions of dollars cumulatively to get nowhere, really. What's your assessment of Trump on the foreign stage?
And there's huge conflicts of interest also with this war machine that our country has seemed to have embraced and allowed to perpetuate. I'm voting for Trump because I hate war. And I don't know if any of you, I hate that it's the old men who call for wars and they send our young men to go fight those wars for them, our young men and our young women. And, all politics are personal. I don't know if any of you have a real personal connection with those who have been sent to war zones. And then the guys, the gals, they come back different people. They're adversely affected. On a personal level here, I will do whatever I can, and I will support whatever candidate needs support in order to avoid war. Why I will not support Kamala is she doesn't understand, for one, that inherent link between energy development, energy independence in America, and that inherent link between that and our safety and our sovereignty. And because Kamala and because the Democrat Party has put an end to so much of their exploration, certainly so much of our development of our own natural resources.
Isn't America producing more energy today than we had all of history?
No, we're not. And
that's not true? We're not?
No, we're not. And remember, Kamala and her administration, day one, they stopped pipelines, no more drilling on federal lands.
So we looked up, America's not producing energy. You ran with McCain. You said you care about veterans and everything. Did Trump's comments about McCain bother you at all? Did Trump prefers people that didn't get captured?
I've never said anything negative about McCain or
I didn't ask if you said it. I asked if Trump's comments bother you about that.
Anyway,
when Trump made fun of that Gold Star family for their child, did that
Oh fuck, she won't even answer this question. That's pretty funny. Destiny, that's pretty funny. She's not gonna answer this.
Between the
me. I wrote a column criticizing him heavily for it.
I had parents serving in the Air Force. I'm just curious, if you care about vets, do these comments bother you?
If
when
I
Trump
care
tried to go to
about
Arlington and do a photo
if
op
I
there.
care about vets,
Yeah,
really,
do these comments bother you?
If I care about vets,
if you care about vets,
so the inherent link between energy and
she is staying far from answering this question.
Prosperity and energy security.
Whether or not Trump's comments about
you interrupted the point that I was going to make. You changed the subject, dude.
Talking points. Are we running for office in here?
Really,
dude? You're changing the subject, dude.
Really?
You did run for office, by the way. You ran with John McCain, the most warmongering man that we know of. Why
I
did you
did
run
think
with
that
John
was the
McCain?
point to make. No,
Well,
that
that's
just-
what I think.
Why did you run with John McCain if you're
to
anti-war?
make a positive difference in our
But he would have sent
country.
more people to die.
You don't know that.
I do. He
You don't
literally
know.
said bomb, bomb, bomb,
Oh,
Iraq.
you're-
He sang it.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
he
sang it.
You're
He did
prophetic.
campaign.
He campaigned on a war
He's done
platform.
100 years in Iraq.
He campaigned on staying Iraq.
Oh fuck! This is a good debate. This is pretty good. Oh fuck, that is funny. Oh man, Sarah Palin's taking it from all sides right now. She's getting a fucking bukkake right now.
Yeah,
I
he's
like
been
what you
bombing
were
Iran.
saying.
You're
by the way.
asking why I accepted the nomination to
I'm just
run for
wondering, you're
vice
sitting
president
here
of the United
saying
States of
you're
America,
against war abroad, and yet I just want to remind younger viewers at home, you ran with them as warmongering senator of my lifetime.
and you're asking why I ran for vice president of the United States
No,
of
no, I know
America.
why you ran. You want power. I'm just saying why you're not consistent.
you-
But
I mean,
maybe
to be fair to
that's
Palin,
discussion.
Vance accepted the nomination, and he said that Trump could be America's next Hitler. So, I mean, you know.
All right, why don't we try and be a little fairer to the ex-governor, because she's on her own
There was a
here getting
question.
attacked
There
by
was a
three.
question.
Oh my god, this is funny. This is pretty. It's an interesting dynamic. So I don't know if this has anything to do with the way they're seated too. Probably not. But it's funny how they're seated. It's like they're not. It's assumed that Dave Smith and Sarah Palin are gonna kind of be on the same side as when discussing certain issues, and the same with Destiny and Mehdi Hassan. And it's kind of just a free for all up in here. It's interesting. Destiny and Mehdi are seem to sort of be on the same team, or at least unless I'm too stoned and I wasn't paying attention, I don't think they've really butted heads much in this. But besides that, it's a free for all. And fucking Piers Morgan he's like just jumping in, and it's like the Three Stooges, where he'll poke someone in the eye and they swing at him and he hits somebody else, and then he just gets it started every few minutes. I like this.
Brutal
And I
males.
wanted
Well,
to
I
talk
think-
about energy and America's
Yeah, finish your
need
point.
What you said was
for
false about energy. Facts matter too.
and
America has record energy production right now.
No,
It does.
What's
People
false?
can Google it right now
When
and see
I
that you're
said that
telling
on
the truth.
day one, what the Biden administration did was halt so much of our
And yet we
exploration
have record energy
and our
production.
construction of pipelines. And
I'm not a fan of that, by the way. I think we should have less energy production.
You lied.
Yeah, didn't I thought that was like one of the first things Biden did was shut down one of the pipelines or something. I am stupid, so I could be wrong, but I thought that was true.
Critic of
You're a
Biden about his
liar.
energy production.
You're a liar. You lied.
I'm a
and
liar.
Yes, and you said no, Biden didn't do that. Yes, he did on day one.
Do you know he handed out more licenses to Trump? Do you know that?
I'm making the point that you denied. My point is true.
Destiny said energy's high, and you said no. So if anyone lied, you did.
Listen.
They
All
can
right.
DVR it, they can rewind it and
All
see
right.
you saying a
Let
false
me ask-
statement.
let me
to
ask you-
discredit
So you don't
energy
think that-
production high. Is
you don't
energy production
think
high
that
today?
Biden- You don't think that Biden
Is energy
thwarted
production
our
higher under Biden
exploration,
than Trump?
And you just
Is
lied
energy production
and
higher,
said
Sarah Palin?
that
It's a very simple
Biden
question.
didn't
I know
do it.
facts are not your strong point. Is energy production higher today under Biden than under Trump? It's a simple yes or no
You're
question.
an
I don't know. You're a what?
obnoxious.
See, but
Yeah, so Sarah Palin was not prepared for this. I don't know why she thought she'd be good to just like to jump into some, all for one four-way debate here. Hold on a second.
No, you facts don't care about your feelings.
Are Americans wrong when they have this feeling? Well, the feelings
I'm
oftentimes are
obnoxious because I
generated
asked
from
you if
the...
energy production is higher today than under Trump.
You're
That makes me
obnoxious
obnoxious.
because I'm asking you why you would say that
I mean, I'm
Biden didn't
obnoxious.
thwart.
You're a
He
racist.
didn't
We want to play that game?
thwart-
You said Obama is not born in America. He's
I
not one of
did.
us.
I said that?
Yeah, you said Trump is doing a great job asking for his birth certificate.
I
You said
said
you said he's not one of us. You said he jives and schmucks. Should we go down the record? You're going to call me obnoxious. Why don't you talk about your racism?
Yeah.
Why don't
Why
you talk about your
why
racism?
do you change
You
the
said
subject
you said
instead
Black
of
Lives
just
Matter
answering a
protesters are dogs.
question?
Should we go down?
I
should we
said
go
they're
down?
dogs.
all right,
You're
let's-
a liar.
all right, let's-
Show me
let's-
where I ever said that
It's funny
protesters
you
are
didn't deny the
dogs.
about you say Obama
Let me-
shocking judge.
You're
all
a
right.
liar.
Mehdi, if you get the governor on your show, which is, I would say, unlikely as things stand, if you do, you can continue the prosecution. Let me just segue to this, though, because it's
I
interesting.
called people dogs who were protesting in
believe you.
America.
I
You're a
believe you.
liar.
Did you question Obama's birth?
Oh my goodness!
Did you
are
say
a
he's
liar.
not one of us?
Based
Did you say he's
on
palling around
that-
with terrorists?
Based on that, well, we're talking about Bill Ayers at the time and how
So you stand by
Obama
that?
had
Oh, no.
kicked
You're
off.
standing by Obama's.
Palin, it would have done her some good if she just dug up some dirt on Destiny and Mehdi. She should have really come prepared with some one-liners. That would have helped her here.
Oh my goodness! I can't believe
Did you
even
say he's
have a
not one of
show.
us?
If you,
Did you say Obama's not one of us?
I still want to know if it's proof that you have of me calling protesters in America dogs.
I believe you've heard to Black Lives Matter protesters. Is that
I
right? If I'm
believe
wrong,
you
I'll
are
happily
wrong.
withdraw
All
that
right,
comment.
we'll fact check after this. I want to ask you this, Mehdi, because you've been very vocal and taking on. Sorry,
I mean, I got called obnoxious for pointing out energy production levels.
I don't think you would win a court case about
No,
not being
you're
obnoxious. But let's move on. Let's move on. I can also be obnoxious before you just play the water battery. Let me just ask you this: though. Given that you believe Trump is, a racist who's holding neo-Nazi style rallies and so on, why is it that he's gaining significant ground with Black and Latino voters? Why would they gravitate to a man who is literally, in your eyes, the new version of a Nazi?
It's a good question. I think because minority communities are not monoliths, I'm having the same issues.
Destiny found the clip. Destiny cut the clip of Palin calling protesters dogs. No, I don't doubt she said it. It seems like something she would say. That seems right up her alley. And why is that even like, it seems like something you could easily defend saying. I don't know. It just seems like something. Why deny it? Why not just own it and be like, yeah, I called them dogs because they acted like dogs because they did this or that or whatever. She could get really philosophical. I think she is actually, Sarah Palin is she's like, she's too dumb to be in a debate like this. She can't handle herself. She really seems like she's just getting beat up on.
He's in my own Muslim community where a lot of Muslims, not a lot, but some Muslims are actually going to vote for Trump because they're upset about Gaza. They think he's the peace candidate.
She said, call off your dogs. Okay. It's an insult to dogs. Oh, fuck. That's pretty funny. Yeah. So, yeah, no. She could have defending. Yeah. No. That would be actually in that context. That's a little bit even easier to defend. I was imagining she said something like, I don't know what exact protest they're referring to, but those protests or those protesters at such and such, they're freaking dogs. They're filthy dogs. Like would be hard enough, but not, that doesn't even seem like that hard to defend. But if she said, call off your dogs, I mean, that seems even easier to defend against. I don't know.
And I think people have different reasons. I think we can make generalizations about entire communities. I'm not going to make generalizations about
It's
Black
incredible.
or
You have
Latino voters. Although I think it's slightly exaggerated. There's an ABC poll that came out on Sunday.
You have a woman.
Yeah, there's an ABC poll that came out on Sunday that shows Harris is doing better with Black and Latino men than Joe Biden did in 2020.
But the significant thing, Dave, is that his Trump's own popularity with Black and Latino voters is significantly increased.
What is that popularity? What are the numbers that we talk here? Are we going from like 11% to 17%?
I think I read on African Americans, it's something like from about 4 or 5% to nearly 20%. That's significant.
It depends on what polls you look at. And again, like we'll figure out I guess it might take us a few weeks before we have this data, but we'll see what actually ends up happening on the election day. There is something very interesting about the fact that if you look at the aggregate of the polls, Trump's support amongst minorities seems to be going up. There is, at least on the surface, that seems kind of funny given how he's being covered in the corporate media. I really do think that a lot of the there's kind of like the progressive cultural worldview is often very disconnected from what people in these communities actually care about. I think the fact that I think personally there's actually a lot of things that appeal to certain people in these communities that Donald Trump, just in his personality. But I really do think that if you ask them, it all is coming down to the same two.
Your movie is really funny. It's really funny. By myself, laughing out loud hysterically today.
I doubt it. I'm sorry. I'm not the biggest Matt Walsh fan. It could be okay, but I don't know.
Things that's coming down to for most voters, which is immigration and the economy. Yeah. These are the two big issues across all the polls.
It is, I mean, whatever side of this you're on with Trump, it is fascinating that somebody who, many on your side believe is this appalling racist and everything else, that he is increasing support in minority groups. Why?
Certain talking, because Black people and Hispanic people and Asian people and white, we're not fundamentally different. You can appeal to people using certain talking points. Like, I hate that science, but like Dave said, I agree that that talking about immigration and inflation, that's a thing that plays to a lot of communities, especially if you're a poor community, especially if you don't have as much money. These are things that are probably hitting you the hardest. Now, the issue where the rubber meets the road is that while Trump will talk about inflation, while Trump was running for president, he ran huge deficits in a great economy. There's no reason for it. At least Biden has an excuse to run deficits. We're coming out of a global pandemic. And Donald Trump's every single policy that Donald Trump is talking about will increase inflation. It's going to. Who do you think? I'm going to care if my coffee costs $10 or $15 because of tariffs? It's not going to bother me. It's not going to bother anybody sitting here. It's going to bother the very same communities that are trying to vote for him because they're worried about things like inflation. And the policies themselves don't even make sense, right? What do you think is going to happen when we deport 12 million workers, or when we deport however many people Donald Trump wants to, or when we cut immigration even harder? Right?
Okay, so I didn't want to be on here super late. The tariffs thing, I got to look into this more because I've seen people arguing over this so fucking much. And there's some people that seriously argue that Trump doesn't even understand himself how tariffs work, judging by some of the ways they've heard him talk about shit. I was under the, now I could be, I might be completely stupid, but I thought the tariff thing was like that, the cost, yes, when he does the tariff, the tax against the imports, so that will end up raising the price for what we pay here. But I thought like the justification for that was that we wouldn't, the price of this foreign product would go up and the price of an American-made product would stay the same. So you would buy the American-made thing or whatever. Now, I guess this logic wouldn't apply if it's some shit that we only import certain things. Then that tariffs would just fuck us in the ass. But am I completely? Do we need to look this up? Because I really, I'm not a fucking economist. I'm an idiot. But I thought that was the intention or the intention for the function, right? Tariffs.
Donald Trump will simultaneously say, we're shipping all of our factories to Mexico because they're making cars down there, but we want to ban all the people from coming to the United States to make the cars. It doesn't make any sense.
Allow me to remind you of my favorite statistic, which is...
I don't care about Obama. Obama is not running for president, so I don't know why.
You're
I don't care.
ahead of me, but let me do it
I know,
anyway.
I've heard it. The
My favorite...
It doesn't matter. All it proves is that Trump is a liar when you say he ran on immigration because Obama was already deporting a ton of people.
The single greatest deporter of people in American presidential history, pro rata, per year, was Barack Obama.
So would you say that Trump was lying when he said that the Democrats were bad on immigration?
Over 3 million in 8 years.
Yeah, so would you say that Trump was lying when he said that Obama was bad on immigration?
No, I'm simply saying...
No, I'm curious. Would you say that Donald Trump and the Republicans lied when they said that Obama had an open border?
There is so much...
Palin has probably said that Obama had an open border. Did they lie when they said that?
Mrs. Palin. Be respectful.
Mrs. Palin.
Mrs. Palin.
Did Obama have an open border?
Hang on. Do you think Donald Trump's going to win in a week?
I do. And I think that, again, you are underestimating the wisdom of the people.
This is the thing, and I've said this with every goddamn debate thing we watch. The moderator is normally, if you see a debate where it's some part you get frustrated or you think it's a shitty debate, over half the time it's because of the moderator. I'm not talking about shit about I'm not talking shit about Piers Morgan here. I don't think it's necessarily an intentional thing. Maybe it is though. He could actually be sort of protecting Trump on these different levels or the Republican side here, because it's like he's getting in and playing referee anytime Destiny wants to fucking confront somebody about something. Him and Dave Smith were butting heads and going back and forth for a second. Piers interrupted that. Would have loved to see them iron out what they were talking about. I have no loyalties towards fucking Sarah Palin. I would love to see Destiny make her cry because of how badly she's trying to avoid answering questions. I'd like to see that, but Piers won't let that happen. He's moderating too much. You guys, your moderators, need to just sit back and let the debate happen.
Collective here in the electorate, people saying we do need a change from what we have just witnessed for 3.5 years, 4 years now, and Kamala will perpetuate, she will continue what the Biden administration.
What do you think? Trump clearly has something, and I'll use this word and it's going to enrage these two. I don't mean it in the sense of fantasy magic, but he's got a magical touch which allows vast numbers of people to gravitate to him. I saw it last night, not just in the Madison Square Garden. Outside, there were tens of thousands of people trying to get in, right? So he's got something. I saw Jonathan Karl on ABC this morning saying, whatever you think of it, he said, I can't think of a single Republican nominee ever who could have packed out Madison Square Garden at this stage of a campaign in Democrat-dominated New York.
He's not even that popular. Has Trump
I'm
popular?
just saying, this is what ABC's Jonathan Karl said, not me, right?
Is he going to win New York?
No, but you know what? He's going to do very much better in New York than people would have expected. And I do think there's a potential that Trump could do a massive sweep of all the swing states. I do. And I think he might also win the popular vote, which would be extraordinary, given where things are. I'm also reminded, Mehdi, that in the 2020 election, Trump got nearly 10 million more votes than the first time around in 2016. So notwithstanding your own very deep-rooted views about him, there is something, as I say, magical in his ability to bring these people to him and believe in him, right?
It's meme magic.
It'd be a magic that he hates, and he hates.
I mean, there is
something about
speakers in
it.
history
I
who've had
saw
that
it last
magic,
night.
because I always say the name, you lose your mind- you
There
lose
is a
your mind if I
further
do.
about his support, which is
Further,
tangible.
a magic.
Yeah.
Well, I think if you take away the checkbook and the bank account, right, that Trump is owner of, you can ratchet down what it is that he stands for and the way he speaks and the connection that he has with people that covers all demographics. He's like a regular person. And I know that personally. And we've been friends for many years. Before he became a bigwig in politics, we became friends because he had a connection with me through family. He saw what the press was doing to me, the media was doing to me back when I was a governor, when they were attacking my kids and they were on a national level, they were telling lies about my administration, my record, my reputation. And Trump started reaching out to me back then, saying, hey, hang in there. And it's tragic what they're doing to your kids. That's not fair. So we connected over that. And then through these years, that connection has grown. I see firsthand how he is able to reach out, and there is charisma there, the way he is able to reach out and make connections. He speaks like the everyday man.
Yeah.
People think that's perhaps uncouth, and he may not have some kind of pedigree that some people would desire to see in him, but that mirrors kind of the general population in America, where again, take away the checkbook, take away the money, and he can connect to the everyday man.
Mehdi, who's going to win? Putting aside who you want to win, who's going to win?
I don't know.
That means to me you think he's going to win.
Yeah, of course he could win. I've said that to anyone.
But the fact you don't know means
of course he could win. He's neck and neck in the polls, which probably means he's leading. If you're neck and neck in the polls, Trump support is often understated in the polls.
Yeah,
so I think Democrats should be
better.
better.
Yeah, he did better in 2016 and 2020 than he was polling.
Yes,
right.
Which is
so now
although I would say there's 500,000 Puerto Ricans in Pennsylvania. I'm sure the Democrats can.
Dave, let me ask you, Dave. Who are you going to vote for?
I did not vote for Trump in 2016 or 2020, and I've been basically just as of this week being like, I might actually vote for him this time. And just to be clear, it is totally just a vote against Kamala Harris. I was so disgusted at her campaigning with Liz Cheney and going on this tour of like trying to, rehabilitate the image of the Cheneys. And I'm so disgusted at the fact that I've never seen a campaign like Kamala Harris's before, where there's literally running on nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, not even like running on bad idea. Well, listen, I don't think it's not literally true, but what I'm saying, obviously, is that she ran a campaign for president in 2020. She has walked away from every central issue that she was campaigning on in 2020. When asked about it, she says, that was 5 years ago. Like that's there's
defund the police. I don't want to defund the police. I'm not for that. My values
I don't want to ban fracking. My values haven't changed. It was 5 years ago.
Trump did a 3-hour interview with Joe Rogan and lied like 50 times.
But just be clear, you are going to vote Trump.
He could say something that disgusts me so much in between now and when I vote that I might not like. If he's
nothing he said last night disgusted you.
I didn't actually watch the full speech last night, but the stuff, anything on the topic of Israel is probably going to risk losing my support for him. But I do think that there is something about the Kamala Harris campaign that is almost like a completely manufactured campaign by the machine. She's not running on what she ran on last time she ran for president. She's not running on her track record as.
Before they shared the spotlight. And the last table.
Vice president, because she's not Joe Biden. Yeah. And so I just find it like, I'm so disgusted by it that I want it to lose.
Will you be voting Trump?
Absolutely not.
Will you vote for Kamala Harris with great enthusiasm?
Absolutely, 100%. Trump is one of the most appalling thing. Yeah, of course. I was promised communism after 8 years of a foreign Kenyan person being in office, Obama, and that didn't happen. I was promised communism, socialism, and all my guns were going to be gone. I lived in Omaha, Nebraska, and every time a Democrat was up for office, you need to come down to Ammo's R Us and buy guns. They're going to take them. It never happened under Biden. The United States economy is outperforming every other economy in the world right now under Biden's policies that ostensibly Harris will continue. She will most likely continue these policies. The idea that Trump, and also the hilarious thing of Kamala's running on nothing. Trump is running on tariffs, and deportation.
Okay, but let me ask you a different question.
Mass deportation.
Who do you think is going to win?
I have no idea.
I'm sorry, but Kamala, I just don't. It's weird. Like what she's taken multiple Trump policies. I don't see how this is even an argument. Like Trump doesn't have policies. He mentions the tax-free tips. She takes that. He's been talking about fixing the border. She takes that and says she wants a wall now. It's like, really? Is this an actual, are we debating this?
By the way, that's my answer too, essentially.
That they got though is, would you have rather seen some competition to allow the cream to rise?
Would you have rather seen Trump accept a debate with any of the other people, with DeSantis?
Yes, I would have. I wish Trump would have debated those guys. He probably would have swept the fucking floor with them. But I would love. Guys, how funny would it have been Trump making fat jokes about Chris Christie? That would be so fucking hilarious. Yes, I wish those debates happened, that Trump took part in them. That would be so fucking epic. Could be good or bad for him, but either way, I would want that. I would want to see that just for the entertainment value.
Or any of the other Republican candidates.
I love debate, and
Well,
I
yeah,
love
sure.
Bare minimum for the. I also would like to hammer out some of the political issues and stuff, but just for the entertainment value alone, I wish that would have happened.
Wait, where were the Republicans calling for? Did you call for Donald Trump to accept debates?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, because I didn't hear the Republican Party call for him much.
But the truth is, he ran away with the nomination so fast and so aggressively, it was all over.
It's also like I wanted to see, just for the entertainment value, I wanted to see Trump in those debates.
But I actually would have enjoyed watching him.
I swear to God, I did not watch this before.
The irony is Kamala Harris actually beat him in their one debate, no question. But I think she's going to lose the election, and when she does, it will be because of cost of living and immigration. But look, we're going to leave it there. It's been a fantastically entertaining panel. In England, what we would do after such a lively exchange, we'd all go and find the nearest pub and have a few pints and put our differences aside. I'm not expecting you to do that, but I do appreciate you all coming on Uncensored. Thank you very much indeed.
Thanks for having me.
They should go to the pub. All right, let me, where's this other video? So this guy, the Mehdi Hassan, he got triggered in this fucking, he was in another debate today, and some pro-Trump guy made a joke about him being a terrorist. Hold on, let me pull this shit up.
In Ohio, a 10-year-old girl was raped and became pregnant, but a state abortion ban prevented.
If you don't want to be called Nazis.
Oh, let me screen share. Hold up. I'll make it bigger. Fuck it. I'm down here, guys. Okay, I'm still here. What's up? I'm just in the corner.
Stop doing.
You're called an anti-Semite more than anyone else's table.
Yeah.
And people sit there. No, by me. I never called you an anti-Semite. I mean, I'm not saying you're saying.
I'm a supporter of the Palestinians. I'm used to it.
Yeah. Well, I hope your beeper doesn't go off. The thing is that
you just say I should die?
You should not.
No, you just said I should be killed.
You just said I should be killed. This is what I was talking about, where this guy, he makes some good points here and there. He's not a complete idiot, but he's cringe. This is so cringe. You said you want me to die. He said, I hope your beeper doesn't go off.
I mean, I'm not saying you're saying.
I'm a supporter of the Palestinians. I'm used to it.
Yeah. I hope your beeper doesn't go off. The thing is that
you just say I should die.
You should not. No,
did you just say I should be killed?
No, I did not say that. No, I did not say that.
Hold on. Did your guest just say I should be killed on live TV?
I said I hope you.
Let me just stop.
You said you hope my
beeper doesn't go off.
Stop that right now.
Of the Palestinians.
Hamas.
Guys.
Good shit. He got triggered.
If you don't want to be called Nazis, stop.
He got triggered. That was a good dunk. He just got dunked on and he cried about it.
You're called an anti-Semite more than anyone else's table.
Yeah.
And people sit there and no, by me. I never called you an anti-Semite. I mean, I'm not saying you're saying.
I'm a supporter of the Palestinians. I'm used to it.
Yeah. I hope your beeper doesn't go off. The thing is that
you just say I should die.
You should not.
No,
did you just say I should be killed?
No, I did not say that. No, I did not say that.
Hold on.
Did your guest just say I should be killed on live TV?
I said I hope
Guys,
you're.
let me just stop.
You said you hope my beeper doesn't go off.
You sound like a supporter
of the Palestinians.
Hamas.
Guys.
That's funny. Good shit. Good shit. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, it's about 10. I went for almost 2 hours there. I have to run by my friend's house and eat some fucking dinner and try to get some rest tonight. I've been having rough work days. I'm still can you guys believe it? I'm still doing fucking storm repair shit. There's still shit I'm doing. Drywall and stuff we had to, cut the drywall out of houses that got fucked up, and I'm still painting and shit like that. New fucking baseboards and shit got put. I'm having to paint all this shit. We still got storm repair bullshit going on here in Tampa. It's incredible. So anyway, Pop your hips 3 times for us. What are you talking about? You want me to twerk, or you want to hear me actually pop the fucking pop my spine? Guys, one day I'll show you. I can actually pop my tailbone without touching it. I could do it probably right now, but I would want to make sure the mic picks it up. And but yeah, I can pop my tailbone. You want to hear it? Do you want to hear me try to do it? It's kind of, I swear to God, I'm not about to fart into the microphone because it kind of just sounds like that, like, but more poppy. But you guys want to hear that? Dutch Duke says no. I think that means I should go ahead and do it. Who said they want hip thrusts? Oh, okay. So you don't want to hear me pop my back. You want no, now you're saying yes, you want to hear my tailbone pop. You guys are so confusing. You want me to thrust, like you want me to like thrust at the camera? Is that You guys are weird. You guys make me do weird stuff on here. I don't know what your deal is. All right, hold on. Let me see if I can pop my tailbone. Listen. I was doing some thrusting the other night. What was it? Sunday, I was over at my buddy's. I did some thrusting that night. It was good. It had been a minute since I did some thrusting with another person, and it was good. All right, listen, okay? You have to listen closely. Everybody shut the fuck up. I haven't done this in a little bit, but it should work. But look, I'll show you that the mic's going to be at my tailbone, and just listen for the pop noise, okay? Listen for it. This is totally weird. When I discovered I could pop my tailbone just by basically I'm flexing my butt cheeks really hard. I think I have strong glutes because I do squat workouts like every week. But all right, listen for it. Let me see if I can do it. I swear, it'd be funny if I just farted. I wish I could fart right now because I would do it, but I swear to God, this isn't a fart. Okay, listen. Oh, did you hear that? Did it pick it up? I heard it. Did you guys hear it? I don't know if maybe I got one more. You heard it? Oh, cool. Maybe I got one more in there. Hold on. Oh, ow. Oh, no, I think that was it. That was it. You guys heard it, though. Pretty cool, huh? My body is a wonderland. All right. It's been a fun show, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching the debate with me. Go on Twitter. I would, if I had more time, I'd go on Twitter. We could read through some of their tweets. But yeah, go check. Go. First things first. Go subscribe to Piers Morgan's channel, because I'm telling you, you don't. We'll go over some of the good shit here on my channel. Of course, we'll review some of the controversial stuff he has going on. But yeah, Piers Morgan. He's been having interesting debates. Go subscribe to his channel because you don't want to miss some of those. But yeah, and then go to fucking Twitter and look at Dave Smith and Destiny. I think Destiny's name is like Omni Liberal or something. Or maybe it's just Omni Liberal. I don't know. But yeah, they're fucking feuding back and forth. It's pretty funny. Anyway, thank you guys for watching the channel. Please hit the subscribe button and the like and all that. Just click around when you see my stuff. I really appreciate that, helping me fight the algorithms. But yeah, this has been Dark Times with Dark Match Steve, your boy toy. I hope you've enjoyed hanging with me tonight. We'll be back on tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Wednesday? Yeah. So it should be on around 8 o'clock tomorrow. Who knows what the fuck we're gonna get into? What Halloween's coming up? That's Thursday. So yeah, we got a little. I have something planned. Nothing that crazy, but yeah, I got a little something planned. A topic, something a little bit more fun for Halloween night. We might do. Unless there's something just crazy I need to get into, like a new shooting or something. Oh, I called it, by the way. I said, I don't really know exactly what happened in Georgia, but there was some other fucking shooting thing. I said, you look out, because this last week before the election, you can expect at least a couple more shootings. I imagine they'll squeeze a few more in here just in time for the election. But anyway, so yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Thank you for hanging. Here's the Fat Pigs outro, his favorite outro song that I make myself, my own royalty-free tracks I made myself. Thank you. You won't find that on other streams. That's why you're hanging here with me, Dark Match Steve, man of many talents, master of none, though. So bear with my mediocre entertainment. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. I love you guys for watching. For real, thank you for the support. Love ya.